What am I going to play? I am going to play Hilork of Maclef. I want a fast and easy win. I want to get the banner that requires me to win with 3 Invocations Gods. Not Monk, I already won Monk. I guess Fighter. Yeah, sure, Fighter. We're going Maclef and we're obviously going Fraxus. I am going to get... I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't be doing, but this is an experiment, something that I thought about rather recently, and I haven't really tried. If I think that strength is a garbage stat, why do I not get a bunch of dexterity with my strength characters? Um, Even though my weapon is not gonna scale, like I'm not gonna deal more damage by leveling up that stat. Um, I think it makes some sense to do that kind of thing, because I do like hitting things. As you can see, at least Hilork Fighter starts with enough dexterity to not be absolutely in the dumpster. But yeah, I want that to be much higher so I can actually hit consistently later on. Mm. I already won Gosak, right? Pretty sure that I did. It's a shame because I want to go Gosak for the not using scrolls or potions challenge. I'm sure, 100% sure that you can use Gosak abilities, and that doesn't break the challenge. So as I said, dexterity is what I'm gonna be getting, lots and lots of dexterity, so that I can actually hit things. Because hitting things is nice when your main way of killing things is hitting them. Um, Ring mail? Ah, I already have scale mail. Yeah, I'm not used to having a character that starts with armor that's slightly better than ring mail. We found chainmail. I'll use that for a while. Yeah. If I'm not gonna be getting a lot of strength, I might get I might get 1 or 2 level ups for strength. But I think that I can delay it for a good amount because I only would really want it um, for the purpose of getting gold scales later on. Mana regen is kind of worthless for this character. Um, Found a good amount of staves there. And wow, Staff of Cold and Book of Frost with Freeze. Do I go into a little bit of spell casting for Freeze? It would really be a little bit of spell casting because Freeze is a level 1 spell. But nah, you know what? Like, man, the aptitudes for Hilork are really awful for magic. Fade Altar. Okay, that's also an Invocations God, which is pretty good. Um, I saw Uskayo and Saria no Kawaru, and I was like, oh, you know what? If I get either of those, it would be okay. And we ended up getting Uskayo, the God of the Rebel. Yeah, we survived a deadly encounter with another. It almost killed me. It was pretty bad. Yeah, gonna continue training this. But I think that like we get 10 axes. How much is min delay for this? 16. Yeah, 10 is 1.0 delay then. We get 10 axes for 1.0 delay, and then I get like 12 invocations, which I'm gonna get really quickly. Like, plus 3 axes, plus 3 invocations, plus 2 fighting. Hilorg is pretty broken for doing what I'm about to do with this character. We shall see if I do end up making it far enough. Oh, plus 4 flail is actually a pretty good thing to have. Might want to use it over the War Axe for a while. Just because it's very highly enchanted. I'm sure that given enough time, my other weapons are going to be better than it, but it's plus 4, so hard to say no to that this early in the game. Could I remind you what Uskoyo does? Yeah. We have Stump, which we get at 1 pip of piety. It costs a ton of piety. Everything that Uskoyo does costs a ton of piety. This deals damage that scales with enemy max HP and ignores all defenses, so pretty good. It also scales with invocations, so Uskoyo is a god for 27 invocations for sure. Line Pass lets me go through monsters and confuses them all. It's pretty okay as a way to to position yourself during combat. It's pretty useful. Um, and then after that we get a passive which we trigger often at 3 pips of piety. Uskayo's piety bar is very different from the piety bar from other gods. The way that it works is that you have it's like a meter in a beat 'em up, you could say. Like if you have ever played Devil May Cry, like the more fancy stuff you do, the higher the meter goes and the more intense the music gets and that thing. It kind of is like that with Uskoyo. The longer the fight goes, the more the higher the meter is gonna go, and you are gonna be able to hmm, hmm, come on, please. Yeah, and you get abilities and stuff. Okay, Halbert Knowles, very rough. If it's alone, I can beat it. Yeah. You also have an ability that at 5 pips of piety that just instantly kills whatever monster you pick. But getting to 5 pips of piety and having that be usable is kind of difficult. Mm. Mm, yeah, requires a lot of invocations. If you're gonna play Uskoyo, I would recommend you to play Uskoyo with Heal Orc, Pormisid, or Demon Spawn because those three are the best for invocation aptitudes. Yeah, invocation Uskoyo is pretty cool. I like Uskoyo a good amount. I don't know if I beat this guy. I'm gonna use a potion of might. Doing that thing where you reach Lair without potions or scrolls seems almost impossible. Very distant. Oh, I found it. Lucky me. So yeah, Uskayo's piety bar, as I mentioned, like it goes up and down very quickly. The more you fight and the more you kill, it goes up and then it goes quickly down once you're out of combat. And then it goes quickly back up again. So using Uskoyo abilities, especially after you get some amount of invocations of skill, makes sense. The paralysis that you get from Uskoyo passively also scales with your invocations ability. So the more invocations you have, the more longer lasting that paralysis is. Mm. Yeah, these guys are not particularly difficult or dangerous. And there it is. 5 pips of piety you can merge with and destroy a victim. Grand Finale. Merges with a target emotionally and physically and then bursts forth from them, violently splitting them apart and killing them instantly. This ability becomes easier to use as the worshipper's piety and invocations skill increase. More violent Uskayo sects consider their members not to be true worshippers until they have performed this rite. Yep, it's extremely useful. It's an insta-kill, exactly how it says, and it instantly kills anything that you want to insta-kill. You're fighting set above and you have Grand Finale, you can Grand Finale set above. You're fighting Asmodeus, you can Grand Finale Asmodeus. You can Grand Finale every monster in the game. It is great. It's very strong ability. I still don't think it's the strongest invocations ability in the entirety of the game because Apocalypse exists and Apocalypse is way more powerful than Grand Finale for arguably less of an investment. But yeah, you still have to go through the whole Rue ordeal as opposed to Uskoyo, which is a more traditional god, just kill things, and Uskoyo likes it. Mm. I'm waiting for a better axe. I don't particularly care about this flail for long term, but right now it's pretty good. It's better than my war axe for sure. Gonna go downstairs. I don't want to deal with two priests at the same time. It's a very risky thing. Yogi the Monk, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope that your stream went well. I take it that you have been playing the crawl tournament. This is pretty rough. I don't think that I want to deal with all of that. At least not at the same time. Yeah. As for me, I just started stream a couple of minutes ago. First character of the day, this one. Fingers crossed that it's only the only character of the day and it ends in a win. This time I'm going for the Faded Altar banner that requires you to win a game from with a god from a Faded Altar, which I got Uskoyo with from the Faded Altar. Very lucky. My options were pretty good though. I got Ashensari, Okawaru, and Uskoyo, and I was okay with either of those three. I would have definitely preferred not Okawaru because I already won Okawaru in the tournament, but that is exactly what I got, not Okawaru. So, yeah. Yeah, the crawl tournament, very enjoyable. Um, okay, Mr. Eustachio. Wow, big damage, 27. How did that even happen? Hmm. Okay, so yeah, that's the disadvantage of using a slow weapon. Sometimes things get multiple actions on your one action, and that can get you killed. But fortunately, running away from Ustachi is very easy because of all the meat shields that Ustachi summons. Um, I think that the fight with Ustachi isn't even that difficult. It's just that I need to not get unlucky and have Ustachi summon 17 things before I can get going. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And I get leather armor of cold resistance. Not quite an upgrade, it's more of a side grade, but I'll take the cold resistance. It does come up in the early game. Ice beasts and that kind of thing. Um, you're in the Dragon Warrior Rando tournament and Quest of Key tourney. Oh, two tournaments, yeah. A shame that they happened to empalm with the Crawl tournament. How's 0.30? I would say that it is good. There's some things that I do not like about it. Like some of the things that I like to do the most in the game are pretty nerfed. Like for example, augurs are in a pretty rough position because augurs' whole thing is like they have crazy strength. But in this version, strength is a pretty bad stat. It's so bad that this character is gonna be leveling up dexterity for quite a while. Like eventually I'll get strength. I think that I'll get strength for levels 15 and 21 so that I can wear gold scales later on. But I want mostly dexterity because dexterity increases accuracy. A sword's a skill with dexterity, so like usually characters that choose to level up dexterity should consider going for swords. But I mean, I'm a heal orc. +3 axes, +1 long blades. I'm gonna go for axes. Yeah, though long blades is probably the better thing to do even with the inferior aptitude. Um, Hmm. I don't want to have anything to do with that ugly thing. But here's what I'm thinking of. I don't know if I can beat the Scorpion. I can probably beat the Scorpion, but like it's kind of risky. Um, I have a couple of options. I can go upstairs, bring the Scorpion with me, and then kill it, risking, poison and stuff while I kite it, or I can run for the much farther away teleport trap, which makes me completely disengaged from the Scorpion. It's a complicated situation. I'm gonna try to go upstairs. Okay, I don't get poisoned. Very lucky. Don't have poison resistance. Not crawl, you're too bad nowadays. Yeah, it's very complicated. I also have not won a lot of characters. Like my win rate has gone down drastically over the last couple of tournaments. Like 0.29, I only won 5 characters, and in 0.26 I won like more than 14 or so, or like 14, 15 characters. Um, yeah, but it's because the things that I like to do the most and the things that I try are in not the greatest spot. I don't know if I beat this guy. I don't think that I do actually. But it has a pole arm, so I don't have that much of a difficult time running away from it. Yeah, I don't think that I beat it because it has been on brand and a scale mail, so I don't think that I can um, push through its armor class and kill it before it kills me. You know what I should do? I should also consider going Veil, but I already went Faded Altar, and I can definitely get my Uskoyo Faded Altar win. By the way, I should probably have Stomp on the quiver or something. Don't notice me? Okay. Yeah, I need to skip this level because that is deadly. At this point in the game, that's the kind of thing that just gets you killed. I'm gonna jump into the teleport trap. Okay, very lucky teleport. It put me very, very far away from that deadly D6 ugly thing. It's a really scary enemy to see at this point in the game. It hits pretty hard, and it is faster than you, so you cannot really outrun it. You need to disengage using a consumable, or as I just did now, hitting a lucky teleport trap. But yeah, better not to be there. Most levels are gonna be safer and easier than that one. Mm, mm. I'm starting to think that maybe I should go back to the War Axe because it's gonna be kind of risky to be swinging that weapon. It's not that fast because I didn't train maces, I trained axes. Oh man, this ugly thing is not making things easy for me. Just as that no sergeant is also not cooperating. Pretty rough game so far. I can probably deal with this guy. Yeah, if it's only one priest, I can deal with, but two priests at the same time is a bit too much. At least for now. It will not be that much of an issue later. Oh, I accidentally saved the game. Yeah, didn't want to press that key. I wanted to press the key that shows me all of the loot on the floor, which is this one. It's no loot that I want. The only downstairs that I've seen are those ones, and I don't think I can take those ones because on the other side of that, there's bad stuff. Yeah, there's an ogre, which I'm not sure I can take on. If I had some form of ranged attack, like yesterday I was playing Cinder Acolyte, and Cinder Acolyte with this amount of HP, with Scorch, I would actually try to fight an ogre, because I think that those 2 or 3 extra attacks that you get on the ogre before it reaches you are all that you really need to actually be able to win the fight. Yeah. Have you noticed how the paralysis lasts for slightly longer now? Dexterity again, because I like hitting things. Yeah. So far, my plan of training dexterity has actually paid off somewhat. I haven't had any ridiculous situations where I just miss like 7 attacks in a row. Considering that I am marked, it's perhaps in my best interest not to fight all of that at the same time. But I also cannot choose to go upstairs. Going upstairs would be disastrous. Because I would be going into the level with the ugly thing while marked, so the ugly thing would know where I am. Okay, yeah, this is an open level. I'm searching for a corridor, and I keep finding more things that I should definitely not be fighting in the open. Jags, bees, orcs, and now a center warrior. This would be a perfect time to have a scroll of teleport, but I don't know if I'm carrying one. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that gets you killed. Let's see if I can find teleport, please. Okay, I was thinking that the 8 stack was gonna be identified, but I'm glad that it is teleports. Now I'm gonna drink potions of curing and heal wounds, or I guess only curing because I don't know if I want to risk finding heal wounds until I teleport. Okay, pretty fast teleport. This guy does not have inner flame. Pain sharing right now with Uskoyo would be so convenient, But I think that perhaps the correct thing to do is to once again dive one more level. Yeah, if only I had a way to hit enemies from afar right now. Like the immolation setup that I have would be so good. I would kill so many things. But yeah, I cannot afford to even risk getting hit by one explosion. I think that it could easily spiral into me dying. Yeah, kind of like that. I don't even know how that guy died. Oh, you slash something. Flame seeps out of something. Yeah. Invisible, explosive orc priests or orc wizards. Very dangerous. Definitely not something that I want to mess with. I would like to teleport away now before this guy also explodes. Oh, it's gonna explode next turn. Okay. No explosion? Oh no, there was an explosion. Yeah, I got a message that you feel a bit more experienced. Mm, okay, couple of crazy levels. Perhaps I should have finished those guys off while they were paralyzed. Extremely difficult run so far. I'm not a fan. I should probably turn on. Fighting now. I suspect that part of the difficulty that I've been having is the fact that I do not have a lot of HP to actually deal with certain situations. And if I had HP, things would be easier. Mm. You can't even do well on Gargoyle Earth Elementalist anymore. I think that Attacks of Opportunity nerfed mages a good amount because mages needed the pillar dancing and like running away from things, and they cannot really do that anymore. Man, this open level is completely awful. No matter where I go, and no matter which stairs I take, it's just open at a point in the game where that kind of thing, like why is there a D8 Centaur Warrior kind of thing? Really, really rough run so far. But I'm a Healorc, so if there's a character that can actually do it, it's this one. Because Healorcs are pretty strong. Not as strong as they used to be back when strength was better, but still pretty decent nonetheless. You know what's also pretty decent? This hand axe of electrocution. Definitely better than the war axe that I was using before. There we go. Steam scales too, but I like my +3 ring mail. I do not want to miss the Bailey. I really want to get to it. It's been pretty difficult though. The game is resisting. Okay, let's read identify here. Let's try to find magic mapping. Or blinking, I suppose. Oh, there we go. We found magic mapping. I'm gonna rest to full HP because it doesn't make sense to go into a portal vault trying to get to it only to die before I can get to it. It's either I get to it and I don't die, or I don't get to it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to it. It's a shame. I wish I could have, but you know, against this kind of level with this kind of character, it's kind of difficult. How far away from it was I? Oh, look at that. It says nearby, and does that seem nearby to you? It definitely doesn't seem like nearby to me. The messages are pretty misleading, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not gonna get to it. I just need to reposition to not get destroyed by the centaurs. Centaur warriors in open levels, very funny. Okay, now that I have a corridor, things are actually kind of reasonable, but it is a shame that I didn't get to it. It's already gone. Yep, it is gone. Really rough. With a bit of luck, we'll find other portal vaults later in the game. Ones that I can actually enter. Hmm. Okay. 38% chance to succeed at grand finale the moment that I get it. That's a good thing to see, because yeah, it's not beyond the realm of possibility to actually get into a pretty long fight and eventually grand finale something later on. And yeah, here you can see how much value can one get from a corner like this. all those centaur warriors and all these ridiculous monsters that were impossible to deal with when they were surrounding me become so easy if I have access to a choke point. Um, it may also have something to do with the fact that I finally started training fighting and I also got a weapon upgrade, but I attribute it mostly to the choke point, to be completely honest. 12 armor now. Yeah, I'll get 12 armor, and after that I'll get in delay on the hand axe, I suppose. Manual of Shields. That's pretty good. And I have a buckler, but it is a buckler. It's not impactful enough for me to want to start training shields immediately. Yeah, I think that my level ups for stats in levels 15 and 21 are gonna go um, straight to strength, so that I can get gold scales later on, as I already mentioned. That was a pretty close call. The Hornet almost killed me, but there were not a lot of misses here. Um, yeah, sure, I had, what, 3, 4 misses at the beginning? Or almost at 5 misses, actually. Huh. I started pretty well. Almost killed it in 2 attacks, but then I missed 5 times. Extremely nasty. But it is a Hornet. It's kind of hard to hit those with without a lot of dexterity. Hey, look at that Randall War Axe. It's actually really good. I'm gonna wield it. Goodbye, Hand Axe of Electrocution. It was a pretty useful thing to have for a bit, but now I have received something superior. Yeah, the greatest thing about this War Axe that I just got is that it is even a Hydra Slayer item, because it is a War Axe of Flaming, so I don't have to fumble around very painfully trying to figure out a way to kill an Hydra with this character, which is one of the things that I like the least about Kroll. Whenever you have a bladed weapon character and you have to deal with Hydras, because it's early enough in the game that you don't really have a lot of variety by that point, so the only thing that you can really do is run away. And then, yeah, running away constantly can get pretty tiresome. It feels like you're not really getting to play the game. What is this? This is not nearly as good as the axe that I just got. Yeah, the axe that I have is kind of incredible, as you can see. It even gives me a little bit of strength. It's no endgame weapon material. It would be if it was a broad axe. Like, if it was a broad axe, that's it. But as a war axe, it will eventually start to decay, especially since I'm not getting a lot of strength. So, yeah. For now, it's excellent, but later on, it's not gonna be so excellent. Oh, a ring of strength too. Sure, I guess I'll just have 29 strength. I still will get a level of strength, perhaps for 21. I think that I can delay it. I don't think that I'll actually need it for 15. Yeah, because what's the likelihood that I find gold scales between level 15 and level 21? I think that it is kind of low. So yeah, on 21 I'll get strength, but 15 is gonna go to dexterity. Oh, finally found blinking. That's really nice. That means that I can read my last scroll. Let's see if it's acquirement. It is not acquirement. It is noise. I guess it's monster acquirement if you think about it. Yeah, okay, I thought that I could beat that guy. Things were kind of scary. It hit me kind of hard, but I was able to emerge victorious. I have 10 armor now, and I have plate on the floor, so I think it makes sense to equip it. Yeah, 19-7 versus, what was it, 15-10? Yeah, I think I like the 19-7 better. Not that I am dodging a lot of things anyway. Even as a character that's pumping dexterity, I'm not gonna get a lot of dexterity, even though I'm gonna be putting a good amount of my stat level ups towards that. So I don't particularly mind having low dexterity, low evasion. I mean, I'm still gonna train it a bit to try to take a a bit of advantage of the fact that I'm leveling up dexterity to actually be able to hit things. But not that much. I'm probably gonna end in like 10 dodging or so, perhaps 12. What? Oh, Cloak of Willpower. That's a great item. Oh, stop wasting my wand of digging, please. Okay, I got one charge of digging and a Cloak of Willpower. I guess it's reasonable to sacrifice the Scarf of Resistance for the Cloak of Willpower this early on. Yeah, it really makes a lot of sense because look at this guy. The immediate next monster that we see has a Hex. I'm glad that I got Willpower from that guy then. Vampires always difficult to kill them since they heal themselves. Okay, we found an Unseen Horror. Whenever you find an Unseen Horror, the correct thing to do is to get in a choke point or corridor and just swing your weapon in the direction that you think the Unseen Horror is. With an axe, it's significantly easier to actually do that, but it is doable with every weapon. With an axe, I was able to do it pretty much in the open because I was hitting all the tiles that surrounded me. Let's see what we got here. Heal wounds. Okay, that's a good find. Silence. Perhaps I should have read the identify on that one, but I figured that maybe it was acquirement. Snork. If Snork Zergs, we're in trouble. I think that can I kill her? I don't think that I can actually kill her. Yeah, I don't think that I can actually kill her. Probably shouldn't mess with her. However, can I go back to those old levels that I had to dive through because I was too afraid of them? Yeah, probably I can do these D6 with the ugly thing. That's probably not gonna be that much of a difficulty anymore. I can put on the Scarf of Resistance. And now if it turns into white ugly thing, I'm not gonna die because I have 2 pips of the resistance. So I have a good chance against it, I think. I would like to believe it. Yeah, the character became really strong thanks to finding this weapon. I wonder if the ugly thing came from this bolt. This bolt looks like it places ridiculously out-of-depth things. And look at that, I have been away from this level for a while. I'm experience level 11, almost 12, and it's still extremely dangerous. It was definitely not the kind of thing that should have been put here. I get a really lucky paralysis roll. I have 0 evocations and I still managed to paralyze it first try, and it's a very easy kill for me. Now access. Eventually I'll train for that manual of shields, but I don't really think it's that good of an idea if I'm using a buckler. Mendeley, 16 for my axe. And I guess we go to Lure. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Found a net. And immediately we find an elephant band. For early lure, this is actually a really nasty thing to be fighting against. But my character is really strong, so I can deal with it without a lot of complications. Yeah, it even got me to 6 pips of piety. If there had been anything else, I would have been able to use Grand Finale. Man, this character is kind of crazy. It is worth it to get some levels with Uskoyo, or like some invocation levels with Uskoyo early on, because you get a lot of value out of the first levels that you get. They're not that expensive, and they're really strong, as you can see. Oh, Vampiric War Axe. That's actually worth carrying around. Yeah, good weapon, good resistances, and a manual of shields. The future looks very bright for this character. Not to mention that I have 1 scroll of blinking. Usually by this point in the game I don't have it identified yet, so yeah, in case that I happen to be next to an Hydra at 10 HP, I can disengage from it. Feels like a luxury. I have a theory that it's probably not the case. It's just like something that I've noticed on my own characters. But sometimes I have super easy games on like really strong species. Like let's say that I start a Minotaur and I find like really good armor and really good weapon very quickly, and like no enemies are actually like super scary, and I just win the game. Um, and then I start like a cat, and every encounter is absolutely miserable, and it takes me 10 hours to win the game, and no one likes it, not even me. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the game's difficulty scaled with whatever species you choose at the beginning of the game. Do I get dodging now? Do I get 10 dodging? I think that I'm better off getting evocations. Getting min delay on the axe was extremely quick. You just won Ogres in Dracolite? That's a good thing to hear. How did you play your Ogres in Dracolite? Did you go the same route that I did, which is, in case you were not here for my character yesterday, I played Ogres in Dracolite Mage. I didn't train any bit of armor or dodging or shields, funnily enough. So I was walking, I got out of the dungeon with 8-12 defenses, or was it 12-8 defenses? I think it was 12-8 defenses. It was pretty funny, and yeah, like it is very doable to win the game as an ogre if you choose not to train any defensive skills. Not easy, but doable. You did train shields and dodging, though dodging was wordless. Yep, pretty much the same thing that I said yesterday. Dodging doesn't make sense. Like you can put 10 points in dodging for an ogre, and you're gonna go from 8 evasion to like 10 evasion, and it feels really, really bad. So I don't even bother. But shields makes a lot more sense. I didn't go for shields because I didn't really find a really good one. And I was, busy casting Ignition and Iron Shot, and putting on a shield would have heavily interfered with that. Anyway, 10 evocations. We got Silence. It's a pretty good slimy stuff, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't think that it is the kind of item for my character. I guess that one could consider carrying it as an Hydra slaying weapon, but fortunately this weapon is already an Hydra slaying weapon, so that's one less annoyance to worry about with this character. Poison spells. Oh, so you got a very similar run from mine. My run was also sponsored by the poison package. If it had not been for me finding the poison package, surely it would have ended very differently. Also, thank you for the follow, Saraiguma. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for the support. I am here streaming Crawl and other games that I deem streamable on a frequent basis. I play Crawl, I play Rift Wizard. Sometimes I play other things, but it is a very uncommon thing. And right before the tournament, Path of Accra released, and I got it from a supporter. So I played a little bit of Path of Accra, and I also consider it to be a stream-worthy game. There's definitely a lot of content and exploring there in that game when it comes to finding creative ways to make a super broken character, doing super broken things. So yeah, I've not played it a lot. Like I have probably less than 20 hours of Path of Accra on Steam, but yeah, it has definitely my seal of approval. Yeah. Is the Steam down or something? No, it's not down, but like I'm clicking on library and it's not showing me my library. Ah, no idea. I'll worry about that later. I wanted to check how much hours or how many hours I actually had in that game, but it doesn't matter. I'm getting kind of messed up here. Yeah, I have good armor class, but I don't really have evasion, so probably should play this a bit more carefully. Didn't comment on it earlier, but I found an amulet of reflection, or an amulet of regen rather, which is one of my favorite items. I'm really happy to have found it so early into the game. I think that the characters that I have that find amulets of regen early on are my best characters. Mm. I probably shouldn't open these. Yeah, I probably shouldn't open that. I don't think that I have what it takes to deal with those spiders at this point in the game. So I'm going to leave that for later. But I do want that hat because I don't have a helmet just yet. Okay. Your Ogre Acolyte had the robe of vines and for a while, and that was great. Yeah, having a lot of regen with a lot of HP is really nice. It gives you an alternative way to mitigate a lot of damage, which is rather uncharacteristic to have on an ogre. It also is a great item to have if you're using statue form for defensive purposes, the same way that my ogre was doing in my own run yesterday. That's why I kept my troll letter actually, because like statue form button for armor class, and then on statue form for regen. Once I'm done with the fight. Yeah, pretty good. All right. So the very beginning of the run was difficult. Like it was definitely not no walk in the park. But now I think that it is a walk in the park for sure. Like this hasn't been difficult at all. What do you have? Demon Trident. Okay. Yeah. Fancy weapon, but not for my character. Even though I have cross training with polearms, I just think that it is kind of difficult to have something better than this War Axe. This War Axe is really, really good. I'm amazed at how good it is. I think that I might want to telefrag the Catoble Pass. Oh, typoed. No, I was thinking about telefragging the Catoble Pass, but it was pretty hurt. Man, I have such a strong character that I don't even need to grand finale things. I want to grand finale something, but I'm not gonna grand finale the thing that's next to me. I'm gonna grand finale that polar bear. Yep. The polar bear explodes violently. You blow up the polar bear. This the Maze of Diet Blood seems pretty fitting for a Nuzcoyo worshipper, but unfortunately I already have something better, so there's not gonna be a lot of using the Maze of Dire Blood today. Diet Blood. Yeah, Diet Blood. Funny name. Yeah, extremely strong character. That was not Lure 5. It kind of looked like it was Lure 5 because I got a bolt with a couple of nasty monsters and okay loot, but it was only Lure 4, so I guess we still have one more level. Almost always I would leave this for after D15 because Lure 5 is pretty difficult nowadays. But this character is strong enough to be able to just do it in one go. Let me train this to 10. I'm not gonna train it beyond 10 probably for the rest of the game. If I want a defensive stat that scales with dexterity for this character, that's probably gonna be shields, once I find a good shield, that is. But yeah, this is insanely strong. I think that Uskayo pain shedding is also helping a good amount for killing things fast. Now that I think of it, I don't think that I've ever had a build like this, like Axes and Uskoyo as a heal orc. But it makes a lot of sense since it allows you to fight many things at the same time, or at least deal damage to many things at the same time with melee, and by extension, Uskoyo gains piety faster because I'm pretty sure that's how piety with Uskoyo works. And I'm deadly poisoned versus one single enemy. Yeah, this is the purest randomness that Kroll has to offer. Okay, so that's Potion of Curing number 2. This character is destroying Hydras, but a single Black Mamba almost killed me from full HP. That's crazy, isn't it? Yep, strength melee character. That's just how it is. Even though I've been pumping dexterity, it's still not enough, unfortunately. I guess it also helps that swords dexterity characters have a lot more dexterity, so they just don't get hit by everything all the time. But that's just an unavoidable part of playing a character that's like a heal orc. Heal orc doesn't really get to dodge everything. Um, how did I? Oh, it became unparalyzed and I got put to sleep in the same turn. That's weird. Okay. 71% chance to fail Grand Finale with my 12 invocations. I'll get more later on. It's just that for now, this is fine. Wow. This book had Sandblast, Shatter, and Polar Vortex. It's kinda cool how like it's very early, a very early game spell that I wouldn't use beyond like D4, and two level 9 spells that you're not gonna get until like Sot or so. Okay, let's go to the dungeon. Let's go do more dungeon. Oh, I forgot the spider bolt. I'll do it when I have poison resistance. Yeah, I think that I could beat Snork now. I think that I have, yeah, with Wand of Paralysis I can beat Snork for sure. It's just that I would rather not. I don't really get a lot from fighting Snork. Let's get 18 fighting. And after that we'll also get 18 invocations. This character will win with the Uskayo invocations title. Mm, okay, that's not the greatest thing ever. What I can do here is line pass over here. Yeah, and then walk away. Man, Uskayo is really strong. Oh, I was thinking of equipping the cloak of or the scarf of resistance again, but nah, it's not that great of an idea. We're not gonna need that letter of cold resistance anymore. We have a plate of cold resistance. I would definitely prefer not enchanting it, but if it's very difficult for me to continue progressing, I it wouldn't be the worst thing ever to enchant that. Oh, perhaps I should not take that fight. Okay. Yeah, too many rangers in the open. One identify. Let's see if I find attraction. Which one could it be? Is it this one? It's not. It's Ambrosia. Ambrosia is pretty rare though. It's kind of nice to have three. Um, they're pretty useful for quickly healing to decent amounts of HP after teleporting away from a dangerous situation. However, it's perhaps best to not be in that kind of situation in the first place. Man, that thing with the Black Mamba was insane. I'm not a fan of that kind of thing. I wish it didn't happen. That's why I like it, Rift Wizard so much. Because in Rift Wizard that kind of thing does not happen at all. If you're gonna win a fight, you're gonna win a fight with your decision. If you're gonna lose a fight with your decision, you're gonna lose a fight. So I feel like that kind of design rewards player skill and thinking more than just like having uncertainty when it comes to your damage output. Dexterity again. Yep. I've gotten dexterity 3 times already. So yeah, I started with 10 dexterity, now I have 16. My evasion is obviously not very high, though it is pretty decent for a character that's using plate. I do have to notate that. Makes me wonder how much higher it would be if I was not wearing plate. Um, yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna equip scale mail or whatever when I find it. That's pretty annoying. Ice Blast? Yeah, it's a good thing that I also have levels in evocations. This is such an easy character. People who say that aptitudes don't matter are pretty crazy, in my opinion. This character is a pretty good example of the fact that having strong aptitudes can result in you having a really insanely strong character very quickly. Normally, by this point in the game, I wouldn't have evocations with my characters, but with this one, I chose to get evocations because I just had so much free experience after having already hit the min delay with my axe and even trained invocations. I have okay levels of armor and dodging as well. It's insane. Yeah, that's all aptitudes. The more the game goes on, the less they matter. But then again, the most difficult part of the game is the early parts, and aptitudes kind of do help you becoming a competent crawl character early on. Okay, I found a chainmail. I'm going to equip that. Or what if I go much lighter and try this throw letter? 14-17 versus 25-12. The choice is very simple. Yeah, I'll take the 25-12 with cold resistance over the 14-17 with regen. Yeah. Fingers crossed for a shield. Shield is a pretty substantial upgrade to my character. The reason why I say that is because I already have the manual. Like, I only need one mild excuse to start training that manual, and it's gonna get pretty crazy. I'm gonna go upstairs because I can do that. It's not even that difficult to do this ogre bolt. I know the bolt is the one that's full of ogres, but I don't want them to wander out. So the way that I'm gonna do it is equip fire resistance and then use um, immolation, which fortunately I have. And it's gonna be super easy to deal with all of these guys by doing this. Is that gonna kill me? I don't think it's gonna kill me. It might kill me. It's a lot of explosions, but I have a lot of armor class. Okay, I stepped away. I think that I get hit by 0 explosions, maybe 1, and yeah, I got hit by 0, so that's a pretty good moment to step away from that. But yeah, imagine dealing with all of that in melee with my melee character. That wouldn't have been a very pleasant experience. I have 15 digging. I think that it is well worth it to use 1 right now. Perhaps I should have been a bit more careful with the Ogre Mage, considering that I just took off my source of willpower in favor of fire resistance, but it was fine. Sonia. Sonia slowing me is nasty. Yeah, pretty rough. The two-head ogre is gonna hit me most likely. Okay, do you have distortion? You have venom. Yeah, in that case I'm not so afraid of Sonia. We can just stab her. If I had been 1 versus 1, I would have used paralysis, but I didn't think that I had the time to actually do that kind of thing. Yeah, anyway, I killed roughly half the bolt with my immolation technique, and there's still a good amount of ogres. Using this Wand of Digging charge for making this kill hole is pretty good, or was a good decision. Very good investment. How am I doing? Have I done the banner for not having any skills over 13? I had a character, not in this tournament, in a previous tournament, I had a character that was going to do it, and like it was perfectly suitable for doing that kind of thing, and I accidentally overtrained 1 skill, and I was pretty sad. But yeah, barring that character, I don't think that I've ever done it, no. Which is pretty sad because that character was definitely gonna be able to do it. Oh, finally found a helmet. Brand weapon. I don't think. No, I should buy it so that I identify it. Same goes for tournament. Oh, I have identified the last scroll. I was carrying an acquirement. +1 executioner sax, +0 helmet with regen. Okay, I am so sold on the helmet. Yeah, I'm so sold on the helmet. It even has +3 dexterity. It's not a bad helmet at all. It's in fact super good. I value regen property on Brandards very highly, in case you hadn't noticed. It's just so good. Um, I think that we can use an enchant armor on the Cloak of Willpower, and it makes sense to do such a thing because after all, it is a really great item. It is endgame worthy. That Cloak of Willpower. I could probably buy these and these just to identify them. Yeah, sure. All for the sake of saving Scrolls of Identify, because I don't know if you have noticed, but I haven't gotten a lot of those. Um, yeah, the Potions of Brilliance are not really the kind of thing that my character can make use of. I could think about buying that Randar ring mail, but it's just gonna be a +1 ring mail or something dumb like that. It's not gonna be worth anything, so I don't wanna, might as well skip a step and not be disillusioned. Okay, this guy is really not getting close to me. I'm gonna have to use paralysis from all the way over here. We get it first try, but I was a bit afraid of the paralysis not lasting for long enough for me to just run at Nessos and one-shot him. Okay, Donald has a shield. That's a pretty nice gear that Donald has today, including willpower. So I have bone, however. Perhaps. Oh, I can telefrag Donald. Yeah, this is the kind of situation where one would telefrag Donald indeed. Um, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna get enough piety to telefrag, and I'm gonna go for the telefrag. Hopefully Donald does not kill me, because Donald is currently berserking, fast and strong. Doesn't have the extra HP, but the extra HP is not a thing that I even have to consider, because I'm not planning on killing Donald just like that. My plan of going for the telefrag on Donald is running into kind of an issue, because Donald is already next to me and it is dealing a good amount of damage. Do I go for Stomp? I think that Stomp is probably the way to go. Like, maybe Stomp is what kills Donald. Yeah, there we go. Things that do not check the shield stat of Donald, because monsters with shields are absolutely horrendous to deal with when you yourself are a melee character. It's much easier to deal with them when you're a spellcaster. But yeah, now I have an excuse to train shields in the form of this kite shield. I think we can probably get 17 shields, considering that my aptitude is +1. I have a manual. Maybe it is a bit of an optimistic estimate. Perhaps I'm gonna get to 16. Anyway, look at Donald's loadout. Blade of Fire Resistance, which I'm gonna put on because I don't have fire resistance. Now I have one pip of both fire and cold resistance. Guide Shield, which definitely better than my buckler, and Evening Star of Pain. Yeah, a Mace's character would have been extremely happy to find Donald on this occasion. Alrighty, the character looks extremely strong. And now that I have a Kite Shield, I think that kinda replaces the need for poison resistance for doing that bolt with the spiders that we saw earlier. But I need to train it a bit more. Like, I'm not doing that with only 10 shield. I'll do it, however, with a bit more than that. If I can get it to 15 or 16 shield, like, that's gonna be good enough. Minotaur Fighter Ghost doesn't hit that hard. I can probably beat it, because my character is really strong, but I do not know if the loot is worth it. Randard Ring, okay, I'm sold. Do I want to do it immediately? Yeah, I want to do it immediately. Like, sure, Berserk doggies, are they gonna be an issue? Not really. I'm probably gonna be able to telefrag the ghost now that I think about it. 65. Okay, 36, let's try it. Yay, you blow up Potentate. Potentate? Potentate? Sure. Okay. The ring is great. The ring is very good. We're gonna put that on immediately. Goodbye Ring of Mana. We never needed a Ring of Mana. It was just the waiting room for a true good ring, and that's exactly what this is. The -5 strength is. It's not even that much of an issue. Like, I don't care about the -5 strength because for some reason I have a ton of strength. It might come up later, but if like this ring is already so great that I could even consider wearing swamp scales for the poison resistance instead of going for gold scales and having to throw away this ring because this ring is that good. Man, the game has given me really, really good stuff today. You can tell, like sometimes Scroll is pretty benevolent. Sometimes Scroll tries to kill you at first and then rewards you for having survived the grueling trials of the early game. You know, D6 Red Ugly thing that was kind of messed up. But here we are. We emerged victorious, and the game has rewarded me with some great items. Um, yeah, I can't even tap Berserk Snork like it's nothing. All right, we didn't go into D14 earlier on, and that was absolutely the best choice because there's a gauntlet here. So yeah, keep bringing on the crazy loot, please. So normally, oh, by the way, probably shouldn't mess with an enormous slime creature unless it's paralyzed. Um, Normally, I would have gone upstairs and tried to go down these stairs, or maybe even these other stairs, to get closer to the gauntlet. But like this character is so strong that I didn't think that was necessary. Even if I was to get into multiple fights, things would be okay. None of these guys have distortion, right? Because last time I got banished by a bolt guard that had distortion here, and I died, and I was pretty annoyed by that. Because I was experience level 15 and I got sent to Abyss 3. That was pretty awful. It was a pretty bad experience. Man, this character just melted these bolt guards. You are all in agreement that those guys are not supposed to be that weak, right? But like, yeah, it's not that they're weak, it's that my character is pretty insane. Man. And we keep finding a wider variety of plates. We have a plate of positive energy here. We have a Brodax. I would like to pick that up and enchant it and use it eventually. Um, yeah, I think that I have brand weapon already. I have 5 enchant weapons. Is it worth it to switch just yet? Probably not. Probably not necessary to do such a thing immediately. I think that I can keep enjoying my War Axe for a bit longer, and I can also buy time for the game to generate a better Brodax so that I do not put my Scrolls of Enchant weapon into a +0 Brodax and then I just find a +5 Brodax or something. Okay, pretty funny that I went um, to the wrong bolt. I think that I am pretty close to it running out because it's Thunderous, so I'm just gonna try to make it. Yeah, before it runs out, because I already use magic mapping and everything. I really want to get my loot here. In the tournament, I've already lost a good amount of portal bolts, so I definitely don't want to miss this one, which is quite probably the best in the whole game. Randard ring. I am inclined to get the Randard boots, however. My current boots are +1 boots. Yeah, I think the chances that those boots are better than my boots are very high, so I'm gonna go for them. Yep. I don't even need to check what I'll be fighting against because most likely, or I'm almost guaranteed to be able to beat whatever the game decides to throw at me. I'm that powerful with this character. Yeah. I attribute that to leveling up dexterity. Yeah, I don't think that I would be where I am right now if I had been leveling up strength. Probably would have missed a bit more in certain fights and I would have ended up dying. Okay, the Nekosek gives me a good mutation and then a bad mutation, pretty rough. And then we kill the statue. And then we get the boots. Do I do it? I'll do it. I hope that I don't get killed by the Minotaur because I just equipped Harm for dealing with the Minotaur. But here we are. Yeah, I'll do it. Last time it worked very well, but last time I was using Dark Wall with Manifold Assault, so yeah. I'm gonna drink Mutation. That's great. We got mutation resistance, and most importantly, we got rid of the other mutations. I have 3 pips of fire resistance. There's one worry of this character. I don't have resistance to electricity. That's the only worry that this character has. Let's see if it's immediately addressed by the Minotaur. Minotaur does not have any resistance items, nor there are any in the Minotaur's loot. I think that I can beat the Minotaur without a lot of complications. Okay, I'm gonna line pass here for the confusion. I like Uskoyo a lot because the abilities do not check enemy willpower or anything. It just happens, like the monster just gets confused. The Quarterstaff of Defenestration. Yep. Pretty okay. I would probably think about using that on an early game character, but at this point in the game, that obviously is not even worth considering. Nice name on that. Yep. Absolutely defenestrated that Minotaur. So how has your tournament been going? I have to say that this time it's going very well for me, as you can see. Boy, did I get an ice skills or an ice skill? Did we get ice skills? Doesn't seem to be the case. What we did get is a +7 Lajatang of electrocution. That we're not gonna use, but that is an absolute beast of an item. Really game-winning item, but we are too committed to the shield plan. Now I have 14 shield. We found a kite shield of protection. The game just keeps giving. I don't understand it. It's so good. Like my resistances are so good that I'm gonna drop this scarf of resistance. It's a very weird thing that you're not gonna see me do very often. But we have to do it now because we're not gonna be equipping that. And I really can't believe it. I have 2 sources of willpower, so I'm not gonna get banished by anything that doesn't have a distortion weapon. 3 pips of fire resistance, cold resistance. We're missing poison resistance and resistance to electricity. Those are probably the main things that I do not have that I wish I had. There's also the harm thing. Maybe eventually I'll like to take that off, but for now, I think that it is a pretty okay part of the character. I haven't gotten destroyed by harm. Something nice about harm is that now, like, you see how it works. You deal 30% extra damage and you take 20% extra damage. This, in my opinion, works very well if you are capable of killing things very quickly. But if you're not capable of killing things very quickly, the 20% extra damage that you take is gonna be more noticeable than the damage that you deal. Yeah, this has been an excellent run. Let's do the last level of the dungeon. We find Rupert next to me. But Rupert has a 4% chance to paralyze me. It would be tragic if Rupert was to paralyze me and kill me. Definitely a possibility. Yesterday I got banished by a 4% chance to get banished, so it's definitely a thing that could happen. Oh, this guy's Berserk already. Okay, let's go for the net. We miss with the net. Okay, that's pretty bad. Okay, time to blink away. How do we blink? That's a pretty good question. There's no safe way to blink here because I could get thrown. I can get shot, or I can get thrown thrown a rock at no matter where I blink in any tile of the screen. So this is a pretty bad position to be in. Rupert alone, I think that I would have been able to beat, even with the heavy Great Mace. But the Cyclopes were adding the Cyclops and the Centaur Warrior added a little bit of damage. Yeah, a little bit of damage. Up to the point where if I beat Rupert here, if I was to kill Rupert, I would still have to deal with these two guys, and I don't know if I would be able to do such a thing. But yeah, I have to blink. Like, I must blink. If I die here, it would be tragic. It didn't happen, fortunately. Rupert decided to walk in front of the Cyclops, which blocked me, and by extension saved me. So we reach teleport, I think. We might have to use another blinking. What do I have? I have Phantom Mirror. I could Phantom Mirror Rupert. It didn't get placed in front, which is absolutely tragic. I needed it to be placed in front of Rupert. Chimeras. Okay, the Chimera is gonna block me. Gonna buy me a turn or two. I can re-teleport now. And yeah. Rupert almost death. Very poisoned. The poison might kill Rupert, though. I think that is the least likely thing to happen. I'm gonna drink this, and I'm gonna also drink heal ones. Because Ambrosia is precisely for that kind of situation where you're teleporting away with like very low amounts of HP. That was pretty rough. I have to say that was probably one of those situations where I greatly overestimated my kill dude's capabilities. It also kind of hurt a bit that I didn't get to net Rupert. Yeah, if I had been able to net Rupert, things would have been gone in a different way. Rupert is still kind of hurt from our previous encounter. I think that I can probably beat him. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah. Okay, 36 damage. Are you going to be nasty again? No, look at that. Ha! Rupert hits you with a +0 heavy Great Mace. Rupert hits himself with a +0 heavy Great Mace. Rupert is killed. Nice. And I ran out of manual at 14. I'm gonna train to 15 then. It seems like that manual didn't get a lot of experience. Because that's the thing. Manuals generate with a set amount of experience. It is random. Sometimes a manual can give you much more experience compared to other manuals. Is it me or Kirky generated with a lot of picks this time? Anyway, it's pretty funny that Rupert was almost deadly, and I killed Kirky in like 3 turns. But yeah, it just goes to show how much stronger Rupert is than its other peers at this point in the game. Especially when Rupert happens to generate with a heavy weapon. That is definitely not a nice thing to be in the receiving end of. Okay, I guess we train more armor dodging and no, more armor. Not dodging. Dodging is kind of worthless. And invocations. Yeah, sure. This feels like a really, really strong character. It is in my hands to win this. Like, I don't think that even, like, I have a weakness. My weakness is the lack of resistance to electricity. But even with that weakness, I still think that I am powerful enough in almost any other aspect that if I was to encounter a monster that threatened me with electrocution, I would probably be at close to full HP and I would be able to deal with it without running into a lot of danger. So what layer level was it? Oh, it was this one. Yeah, okay. Let's go in there. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. The Bolt Maker sure knew what they were doing by adding this thing in there. It is there so that you get blinked in and you get immediately thrown into a bunch of spiders. In case that the bolt has that, and it's not like random generation that plays that trap in there. Okay, gonna take advantage of my Uskoyo piety and just keep going. And there we go. That was very easy. Very easy, but I also didn't get a lot from doing this other than the scroll blinking. By the way, I have the treasure trove wants me to use 3 scrolls of fog or 4 scrolls of fog. I only have 3. That, unlike any blinking related costs, is significantly more reasonable. Like I would actually do it if I found 5 or 6 scrolls of fog because I don't really use them a lot outside of SOT. So I think that I can spare them. Now, we have shoals, we have snake. Snake is the land of the shields, so I could get a shield upgrade. However, shoals is not the land of the shields, which is also an upside in itself, since I don't have to deal with monsters with shields. But I'm gonna go snake. I think that my character can probably do snake without a lot of complications. +2 kite shield. I think that I like the 3 armor class that my current kite shield provides over the +2 shields that one has. Yeah. Scroll Fogu. So I have 4. I would like to find 1 or 2 more before committing to the trove. I do have to say that the earlier that I go into the trove, the more impactful it is likely to be. Though at this point of the game and having already found so many crazy items, I think it's very difficult to have an impactful treasure trove. I was just thinking of that bolter yesterday. Oh, tower shield. I'll pick that up. I'll use it eventually. I was thinking of that bolt yesterday that I got that was experience evocables guarded by plants in lava, like surrounded by lava. So you had to fly and grab the experience evocable, but you needed to destroy the plants first before doing that because you couldn't just float and hit the plants and then wait for them to die because your flying would wear off. I ended up not going back to that vault, but it was a shame because the vault had some really good items. I think it had a manual of ice magic or so, and like 3 experience evocables, like different ones. That was a pretty crazy good vault. Very easy to do too. In order to trigger the plant's dying mechanic, you just have to equip a launcher and attack with it. But I didn't do it because by the point that I found the bolt, I didn't have a launcher yet. And then I kind of just forgot about it. If I didn't already have the win under 3 hours banner, this would definitely be a pretty good candidate for that because look at the speed that I am blazing through the game. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, man, this character is insanely strong. The best part about this character is that if I like one of the least favorite things of mine when it comes to Snake is that Snake endings are just full of snakes, right? And that's absolutely horrendous. This character doesn't really have to worry about that much because thanks to Uskayo, I'm gonna fight for 2 turns and they're gonna be paralyzed, and then I'm just gonna destroy them before they become unparalyzed. Didn't mention it, but part of the reason that made me want to do this before doing shoals is because even though monsters with shields are absolutely horrendous to deal with on melee characters, this character paralyzes them, and if they're paralyzed, they cannot block me. So I've already killed a good amount of monsters with tower shields using that little interaction that Uskoyo provides me with. So yeah. Uskoyo has been such an impactful, important part of this character. Some people say that like there's no reason to go any god other than Okawaru for melee, but like Uskoyo, when you have a strong character, Uskoyo like kicks it right to 11. Like it's insane how much more power you get from Uskoyo. Your under 3-hour win was a dexterity sword null. That's also your fatal altar win. That chainmail is not good. I don't have poison resistance, and that chainmail is not good. I'm not gonna be taking off my current body armor for that chainmail. With the speed at which we are going, it's like winning in under 2 hours is not even out of the question. I have 45 minutes for that. I probably am not probably not gonna do it, but it maybe could be done by a more skilled player at doing real-time speed running. It's never been my thing, doing real-time speed running. For the longest time, it was difficult for me to win under 3 hours for the tournament, for tournament purposes, but I've gotten better at that, and I do notice that, like, if I'm playing a melee character, it's much more feasible than with a mage, of course. Okay. I was thinking of hexing the Shock Serpent, but like I just figured that Uskoyo would hex the Shock Serpent if I kept pressing Tab before I would die, and that's exactly what happened. However, since it's alone, I think that I can Mind Burst it. Man, I even have evocations. Healorc is so magical. So strong, so strong. Definitely not the average scroll experience to be playing a Healorc. Uskoyo is also just really fun. The paint share is so juicy. Yeah, it greatly speeds up the process of killing large amounts of monsters. It is something that I have personally underrated a good amount, but it is strong. Yeah, this bolt has made, or like this run has made me notice that kind of thing. I find it pretty funny that it's a one tile corridor, and immediately the first thing that I saw was a salamander tyrant that blocked the way out. So I'm just kind of trapped in here. Yeah. And even though I'm getting hit with what's probably my greatest weakness, we're still not running into a lot of complications. Thanks to my large amount of armor class. Yeah, for this point in the game, 33 armor class is pretty good, even though electricity partially bypasses it. This looks like it could be the M-Bolt, but I know that it's not because it's only Snake 3. I heard something about maybe making their branches have only 3 floors. I don't think that I would mind that personally because they are my least favorite part of the game, the lure branches. I feel like the lure branches are the trial by fire for a lot of characters that, like, not all characters can get absolutely everything like this one. For this character, Blair branches or sought, it's probably gonna be a walk in the park. But for an average character, this would be very difficult. Like so many things with shields and so. I'll wear that. I'll wear that. I don't need 3 pips of fire resistance, and I do need poison resistance. I could literally win the game with this item. I don't need gold skills. But I'm most likely gonna get storm skills. Oh, ho ho, or not. Wow, that's crazy. I think that removes any weakness that my character used to have. You could say that resistance, or like not having resistance to negative is a weakness, but like, is it really a weakness? There's very little monsters that are actually dangerous that check your resistance to negative, and the monsters that do, like some that do check that, they're dangerous even if you have 3 pips of resistance, such as for example Curse of Skulls. Those are gonna rough you up even if you have 3 pips of resistance to negative, so doesn't really matter that much. Okay, let's do something funny for dealing with Bosnia. I never do this. Immolation. 10 of Tremor Stones. That killed everything except for Bosnia and that sharpshooter. And the sharpshooter is gone. Did the guy with distortion die though? I'm not sure. Bosnia is not making it easy for me. And it doesn't help that my funny immolation technique didn't get me a lot of Uskoyo piety. Stop doing that. How? Oh, it doesn't check willpower. Yeah. That's so annoying. I wish it did check willpower. Okay, Vashnia happened to survive the immolation, but it was still not enough to win the fight. My character is just on another level. Very infrequently will I have a character as strong as this, so I better savor it and you better savor it too, more often than not. Well, you have already seen how my other characters in the tournament have gone. Yeah, lots of demon spawn earth elementalists that I quit because the first fight that I encountered in the game was 4 jackals and something else. Oh, Quicksilver Dragon. Um, nah, look at that. It's paralyzed. These things are immune to hexes. It got hit by 2 dispelling bolts in the same turn. Very scary. Yeah, those things are immune to hexes, and them getting paralyzed by Uskayo is a very weird sight to see. One that did just save me in a situation where probably things would have gone very poorly had I not been able to paralyze them. These bolts are really strong, but I'm just on another level. Yeah, you don't play too much, you just watch, huh? I see. That's definitely an experience that I have heard from other people. I also have games like that myself where I don't play them that often and I just watch them, or mostly watch them. Um, a good example of that would be fighting games. I do play fighting games, but I watch fighting games more than I play fighting games. Watching high-level fighting game competition is pretty great. Yeah. Also, League of Legends. Like, I don't play League at all. But I do watch League every now and then. Like, I watch some League content creators. I don't watch the high-level scene for League of Legends. Like, I don't care about that. I feel like it's too sanitized for my liking. But I do like watching content for League of Legends on YouTube, specifically funny content. And I have been doing that for a while, for many years. And during the times that I was in a break from League of Legends, or well, I was like trying to quit League of Legends more precisely. I used to watch those videos and I was like, oh man, I want to get that feeling of fun and enjoyment from League of Legends. So I downloaded and I reinstalled and I went through the whole cycle of anguish of playing League of Legends. Again, and then I uninstalled, and like the cycle repeated like 3 times. But now I have a different feeling. Like I think that I'm finally free because I see it and I do have the feeling, but I go through the entirety of the process while I'm watching the video. So by the time that I'm done with the video, I'm like, I don't want to play League. I like experiencing League like this because that saves me of all the negative feelings that I got when I played League myself. So yeah, I think that my current dynamic with League of Legends is pretty healthy. I played the new Hololive fighting game. No, but I have seen it. Funnily enough, I talked about it earlier in the stream. Is it free? I'll get it if it's free. I'll try it. It looks like fun. Where do we go now? I guess we go bolts. Is it on Steam? I think that I heard something about it being on Steam. Man, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The guy even recalled that I'm still in a pretty okay spot. Like I'm not in a flawless position. This could get scary because I'm surrounded by mighty dudes. But like I'm still winning pretty much. Let's go over here. Yeah, I have 2 sources of regen, so not so afraid. I also have resistance to electricity. Think we're fine. I still think we're fine. Oh, you know what? I can telefrag this guy. Yeah, you like blinking to the edge of the screen? Well, tough luck for you. Yeah, but did you see that? Like, many characters would have died at the middle of that fight. Like the moment that the convokers convoked, many characters would have died to that. My character was able to kill half of the dudes before I was like, Perhaps I shouldn't, throw my character away, and so I didn't. And it was very easy for me not to die. I didn't even have to use a blinking. Um, yeah, I still have 3 blinkings. 4 Fogu only. I need 1 more. Okay, yeah, sure, keep convoking things. It's faster for me to kill them like that. I should keep a pet convoker just like next to me to give me a worthy fight on demand. Man, imagine if you could do the convoking, if you could just attract monsters to yourself at will. Um, that would be very strong for certain characters. Like this one, for example. It is on Steam. Yeah, I'll get it then. If it's on Steam and it's free, that checks all my boxes. Oh, another scroll fogum. Okay, that's more than enough. I think that I'll go into the treasure trove as when I finish this level. If I still have 5 scrolls of fogu by then. Ring of Light. That's a really good thing to have. I'll use that for shoals. Yeah, because doing shows without flight is pretty miserable. Even with a character as strong as this one. Such a sharp contrast to my character yesterday. Do you remember? Like, it took me so long to get to this point in the game, and with this character, I'm at an hour and a half, and we already have a rune. We are just blazing through balls like it's nothing. Ignore it. As a League player, it really is a circle of anguish. Yeah, like, I don't like that kind of thing, and don't misunderstand me. I'm a rather competitive person. Like, I like playing 1v1 games, and I like winning or losing, and I like knowing why I won and why I lost. Because if I know why I won, I could try to, keep refining that. And if I lost and I know why I lost, I know what to do to not lose. And League does it the exact opposite way. League is very opaque with the reason why you lost. Like, of course, there's a core mechanic of the game of like, kill the thing to win the game, right? That's how League works. But like there's it's like a domino effect of like decisions that you may not even have made. You can play the perfect league game and you can still lose, and that is a pretty horrid feeling to me. I do not like that one bit. In general, I don't like team-based things, so I try to avoid them. I drop my potions and I drop my wands. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I can give you 4 scrolls of Ogo. Randa or a Rune Brodax. Yeah, okay, Rune Brodax. It's a Brodax of freezing. It's better than what I have. I was gonna leave it behind, but it is better than what I have. The time is coming to start thinking about replacing my weapon. Brodax of freezing. It's better than what I have. It's not better than what I have because it's a rand art. If it was more highly enchanted, it would be better than what I have. That probably already beats in damage what I have. What I have, I mean the war axe that I'm using right now. But it is an artifact, so I cannot enchant it. "20 armor. Man, this character is just speed running the game. How is this character so strong? I'm just gonna get 27 invocations now. Just gonna straight up rush that, and after that I'll get 27 fighting, and then I'll just turn on everything else. I could also get 18 axes first. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's get 18 axes first, so I can switch to a broad axe already. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it paid off to wait for the broad axe. There was no need for me to rush it because I already had a pretty good weapon. And so I now get a +7 Brodax of freezing instead of a +5 Brodax and no scroll of brand weapon. Yeah, good stuff. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't worth it. The loot that we got here was somewhat lackluster. I paid 4 scrolls of Ogu for essentially 2 scrolls of enchant weapon and a scroll of brand weapon. I don't think it was that worth it. But I also think that I was not gonna use that many scrolls of Ogu anyway, so it's not that much of an issue. Back to bolts we go. Wislav. Alrighty, Wislav. It's gonna be easy, unless it is Yara's. Yara's Wislav, I instantly get out. There's also Borngjors. Borngjors, Wislav, I do not like to do either. Those two are very difficult. Okay, there's a Wislav. Let's go over there. Do you guys have a favorite bolting crawl? Because my favorite bolting crawl is the Wislav that has purple water. Because in console you very rarely see purple water. In tiles it is purple walls, which in my opinion doesn't look as cool as in console, where it is purple water. Yeah, it reminds me of Kochmind, this specific Wislav, because of it's like a huge letter C, isn't it? I hope that's not a bad omen of things to follow. Let me drop finisher, and I guess I'll drop these things. I'll probably use them soon, very soon. I'm for sure never using Amnesia though. I can probably drop that and remove the auto pickup. Same goes for Brilliance. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think that I need to drop anything else from my inventory other than the things that I've dropped. To Kima's Studio. I've died in this one recently, but I think that my character is so strong that we're not really gonna have that issue today. I wonder what we are going to get from here. I know that it gives us Scrolls of Acquirement. Okay. Those are kind of scary. They look really, really strong. Huh. The Rakshasa copied itself while paralyzed? Did you see that? And the copies themselves were also paralyzed. That was funny. Oh no, I remember why I died here, because now it has walking tomes. Those are pretty scary. But I have 2 sources of willpower, so I don't think that those are gonna petrify me. Yeah, we're good. Nothing to worry about. Strange Machine. This has Shadow Creature, Summon, Illusion, and Abjuration. Very scary, as you can see. My illusion. It is summoned, so it should wear off. Or is it durably summoned? No, it doesn't even say summoned. It's just... It appears to be permanent, but I don't think it is permanent. I don't have any ranged combat, so I don't think that I have to worry about myself. I can just continue running away. Or not. I think I beat myself in melee. Because monster melee is weaker than player melee, as you can see. Yeah. In a 1 versus 1, I feel like you can very frequently beat your illusion if you're a melee character. If you're a mage, the illusion probably beats you, however. Okay, this is getting pretty annoying. Lots of strange thingies. I might have to blink away. Hopefully not. Triple crossbow of penetration. Oh, it's not a summon, it's a real triple crossbow of penetration. Might want to beat that immediately. Grand finale 4%. Okay, I'm getting killed by the triple crossbow of penetration. I guess that unfortunately I have to blink. It is fast too. Oh, it is very slow. Huh. I was sure that it was fast. Because dancing weapons are usually really fast. But the triple crossbow of penetration this time is not very fast. The penetration brand is rough to deal with because it ignores shields. Even like monsters with halberds or with jabs ignore your shield. Same goes for those guys. They ignore your shields. I have two sources of regen. Like this character is so busted. I think that this Wizlab should also be added to the list of Wizlabs that I shouldn't do because, well, you have already seen how difficult it has been for my character, and my character is not a weakling. No, it is a really strong character, and it's still being very difficult to do this. And I am doing it for a Scarf of Repulsion. You know what? I want to wear that right now. I'll wear it precisely for dealing with these guys, and that's it. And the reward, oh, I want those. Yeah. In fact, I think that I want those right now. So that I don't have harm on. I think that harm was playing against me in that occasion. Okay. Back to the Cloak of Willpower. Or do I? No, I think I have to have willpower. I don't want to get banished or paralyzed in bolts. But I think that for Shoals, I can probably get away with having repulsion on. Okay, I think that we go to 27 invocations now, as I mentioned earlier. Come on, give me a worthy enemy. Oh, there it is, a worthy enemy. Okay, goodbye, Frederick. Yeah, isn't that pretty funny? Frederick the Flawless comes into view. Frederick explodes violently. Notice Frederick kills Frederick in one dude, in one turn. Okay, yeah, Convoker convokes, and then I just delete everything. My character has 40 armor class, and non terrible amounts of evasion and shield stat too. Yeah. I'm going to get 21 invocations actually, because the next thing that I would like to do is get shields. Now that I think about it, I am carrying a tower shield, and I would like to make use of it. Man, it's crazy. Like you get the paralysis and things immediately start dying super hard. You miss old launchers. Getting that hand crossbow would be pretty useful in earlier versions. I also missed old launchers. I with some of the launchers that I found there, I would have used them on old launchers. But with launchers as they are right now, nah, they're just not my kind of thing. They also scale with dexterity, and they require you to not have armor. None of which I am particularly interested in this time. Well, the scaling with dexterity part is kind of okay. I've been leveling up dexterity after all, but well, you know how it is. I started with 10 dexterity, so it was never gonna go very high, unless I managed to get crazy amounts of dexterity gear, which, as you can see, hasn't happened. And the armor part, well, I like having 40 armor class. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I feel like this character is almost entirely devoid of weaknesses. I feel like it can win a 1 versus 1 fight versus any monster in the game now. That I will see, of course. I don't think that it can win a 1 versus 1 fight versus Antaeus, for example. For that, I would need to get slightly creative. But it can win a good amount of 1 versus 1 fights. That I would like to believe. Grand Finale on the Revenant, goodbye. It certainly is nice to have access to Grand Finale to deal with annoying monsters that I otherwise wouldn't really want to deal with. And yeah, I think that the time has come to get rid of the War Axe. I already got my 18 axes, right? That was the only thing that I was waiting for. Alrighty, +7 Broad Axe of Freezing. That's a pretty decent weapon. Significantly more damaging than what I had before. So now I have only one source of fire and cold resistance. I still feel pretty strong regardless. For everywhere before Sot, I think that's more than enough. I do feel the damage decrease from taking off harm, but I don't want to go back to harm, considering how monsters get first strike here. Like, for example, opening that door with harm on could have resulted in a lot of damage. But yeah, I don't think that harm is the right thing to have equipped as a melee character here. Okay, got shafted. Not really an issue. Not really an issue. I can even go upstairs. Like, let's just go upstairs. I think that's the first Wizlav that I enter in the tournament. Haven't had a lot of successful runs. So yeah, I think that I needed to enter the Wizlav for the tournament. I'm glad that I did, but yeah, that really cements in me the idea that I should probably not do to Kim as a studio. The reward was lackluster, and the risk was pretty high. Anything that seriously challenges this character is something that I shouldn't be doing at all with any character, is what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, being surrounded by Simulacra is probably not the wisest thing to do. Okay, you're mighty. I'm going to telefrag you, because you're mighty. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. I need a corridor. It's fun to fight while surrounded and everything, but I need a corridor. Okay, a bit concerned with the Yoctor, but it's better to get hit by the Yoctor and one other dude than get hit by a million dudes at the same time. Alright, shouts to Line Pass. I think it's a rather underrated ability of Uskoya, but it is very strong regardless. Oh, they got paralyzed. I should have seized the opportunity to kill the Crystal Guardian. Yeah, okay. That went very well, in my opinion. My damage rating is about 39. It's not that high, but then again, my strength is also not as high as it could be, even though I am wearing a Ring of Strength. Yeah, this character is so crazy that I can actually afford to put on a Ring of Strength, which is mostly mitigating the negative strength that I have from my other ring, which is extremely, extremely good, and I'm not taking that off. Yep, definitely not taking that off. So the question still stands. Do you guys think that I should wear gold scales with this character? I mean, I haven't gotten them, and there's no guarantee that I'll get them. But do you guys think that I should be wearing those? I only have 3 scrolls of enchant armor, so probably the answer is no. I don't think that I would be able to fully enchant them, or even enchant them highly enough for them to actually be worth anything. So yeah, I finally got to level 21, and as I said earlier, in level 21 I was thinking of leveling up strength so that I could wear gold scales, but I was just talking about about how that may not be the greatest idea in the world. Maybe I just get more dexterity. Decisions. I'll get dexterity. Assuming that I keep my current gear, my strength is good enough for wearing gold scales, so I don't need more strength. So yeah, I have to say that in the entirety of the run, I've only had one funny incident with dodging or monsters dodging being an absolutely miserable thing to deal with, and it was with Black Mamba in Lure. Yeah, and Lure 5, funnily enough, too. It wasn't even early on in Lure. I was done with Lure, and a single Black Mamba almost killed me from full HP. Cool Statu Bolt. In console, they all look the same. That's something that I like about tiles, how they all look different. Yeah, look at this cat, so majestic. And a Norb. It's probably a Norb of Destruction. Ah, that's Erebov. That's a cool statue. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. There's some things that Tiles definitely has an edge over console on. That's probably one of those, like that kind of bolt. I think the some Bone Cloud opening chess bolt also has like chess pieces for statues, right? In console, they all look the same. But yeah, it is impossible to illustrate the bolt as well in console as it is done in tiles. That's um, a teeny tiny bit of a shame. Definitely not enough to ever make me consider playing tiles. Especially because I get to enjoy it without having to play tiles, since I have the tiles window right there. I can just look at it whenever I want to see something in tiles, and then I don't have to submit myself to actually playing in tiles. Senata again. I think that I can probably beat her, but it's not gonna be easy. I should start with Kirare. Always start with Kirare versus really scary monsters. Come on, 2 pips of piety. Okay, that took forever. Yeah, I needed the confusion to make things easier for me. Wow, okay. This is so scary. Senata is a really scary enemy to be fighting against. You don't think you've ever seen Senata outside of Elf? Senata spawns in bolts, Elf, and I don't think that it spawns in depths. Yeah, she's pretty strong and dangerous. Um, the fact that it was kind of scary for my character to deal with her should tell you how scary she is on a normal character. That better illustrates how scary everything is in this game. I was thinking, and I think it makes sense to wear the gold scales that I was talking about earlier, because they give me a second pip of fire and cold resistance. I do want to have those things for Sot. It also gives me poison resistance, which my current plate provides me with, so I'm not gonna be losing that when I take that off. Wiki says Senata spawns encrypted bolts 1-4 and Elf. It's probably like that. Yeah. I always say that the wiki is not known for being the most accurate thing, but it is probably like that. I have not noticed Senata in Crypt specifically, but then again, I barely ever enter Crypt, so I don't have experience with that. But I have seen Senata in Elf and in bolts. Alrighty, we got 21 shields. I think that's a good enough reason to get 21 fighting. 21. And equip the tower shield that I am carrying. Oh, I'm not carrying it. It would be nice to find a branded tower shield. But even if it doesn't happen, plain tower shield is a pretty good thing to have. You just have to dedicate a lot of skill to getting it. Something that not all characters can give themselves the luxury of doing. Okay. I also take off the willpower gear for repulsion. You know, this is the land of the Japs and the launchers and the boomerangs, so might as well have repulsion if I have access to it. Gonna make things slightly more manageable for me. Okay, found more enchant armor. That's definitely nice for my upcoming gold skills. Josephine. Josephine is a joke. At this point in the game, I think Josephina could spawn. Nah, probably not. I mean, for my character. My character can't have Krakens like it's nothing, so Josephina would also have not been that much of an issue, I would like to believe. She deals a lot of cold damage, so it may have been kind of dangerous. But I still think that I would have been able to deal with her if she was Josephina instead of Josephine. Oh, caravan. It's a good thing because I am carrying a bunch of money. Magic mapping again. We don't want to miss any more portal bolts than strictly necessary. And if we're carrying more than one magic mapping, strictly necessary is zero missed portal bolts. It is so nice to have two sources of regen. That is helping my character go through the game very quickly too. It is I barely have to take a break and rest between fights. It is fantastic. Gonna drop my scrolls and potions. Not my rings though. Yeah, my rings I'm gonna carry. Oh, we only drop the scrolls, or we only drop the potions rather. That's perfectly fine. As long as I remember to carry them. Mm, pretty great ring mail. It is an inferior body armor. I wonder how much armor class I would lose if I was to equip that. 10. Yeah, it's kind of rough. I would probably get a good amount of evasion. And like the armor is great. 2 pips of fire resistance and regen. It is not the kind of armor for my character, but it is a pretty good armor regardless. That ring is also pretty good, but not for my character. The Randart, of course. 3 strength, 3 dexterity, poison resistance, and fire resistance. I could see myself using that in a world where I didn't get an amulet of regen with resistance to electricity. Like, I would wear that instead of the 6 strength ring that I have right now, losing a little bit of strength, but that would allow me to wear storm scales and not lose poison resistance. But yeah, once again, for a different character, that's not my character. Randart Crystal Plate. Am I going to roll the dice? Yes, yeah, but like not immediately. I'll buy some, or I'll see the last shop that has a potion of experience. Do I buy that? Yeah. Do I drink that immediately? I'm gonna wait until level 22. And then I'll buy the Randart Plate first. Or do I buy the Crystal Plate? I'm gonna buy the Randart Plate first. Yeah. It is not good. That's okay. Now let's buy the Randart Crystal Plate. This could be absolutely bonkers. I think the other day I had a plus 17 Crystal Plate or something. It was amazing, and I used it and I won, and it was fantastic. Let's cross our fingers for something similar. Eh, it's plus 6 and it has fire resistance. It's not terrible. I wonder how much armor class I get. 4210. Yeah. Nah. Now I kinda want poison resistance. You know, can I afford that item? Low on money. I cannot afford it. I would have been able to if I hadn't bought this plate. That like I didn't have any hopes or expectations for that plate. I knew that it was not gonna be great. Well, that's a shame. Let's buy this chainmail. Maybe this chainmail is incredible. Maybe it's like plus 14 or so. Eh, it's also pretty bad. Wow, I feel super scammed. Well, not that much because at least the most expensive item was a pretty reasonable thing to have. But I still would prefer to wear what I was using before. Oh, I forgot to pick up my potions. Let's go ahead and do that before I forget. Yeah, so far the treasure troves and the caravans haven't been the greatest thing for my character. That's so annoying. I do not like those guys. Yeah, getting in like fear is such an annoying status effect in shoals, especially if you're floating over deep water because it's impossible to break it. You just have to retreat deeper into the deep water and hope that they do not kill you in all the time that you're giving them. That is not really an issue for my character, but it is an issue for the average character. It is definitely an issue that I've run into in the past. Am I seriously that weak to hexes? Because everything is fearing me and and mesmerizing me and like doing nasty things to me. How are they capable of doing that so consistently? I have a source of willpower. Like it's not like I'm not wearing willpower. I have one source, um, and they still manage to do it every fight. It seems. Yeah, like what's up with that? 18%. It's not even that high. Why is it happening every fight? It's crazy. If I try to do something that has an 18% chance to succeed, I would die before I manage to do it, even in a fight versus a 1 versus 1 monster. Crazy double standards for Troll. I'm glad that these guys do not have cause fear, at least. It's only the satyrs, the ones that have cause fear. So yeah, as you can see, you do not get Uskoyo piety for hitting plants. Uskoyo does not get that excited over a random crawl character going on a rampage versus plants. You cannot move closer to the satyr. I'm probably gonna telefrag the satyr. Oh, never mind. It happened to be that the fear wore off. Or did I kill the guy with fear before I had to even bother with it? Um, Man, that was crazy. In case you didn't notice, I just killed Il Suiu, and I just stabbed it like it was just another band. Man, this character is so powerful. Uskayo damage sharing there really did a lot for my character. Maragui and anti-magic demon blaze. Entranced by some poetic flight. I wonder if that is a quote that Mara says because I'm flying. Alright, the easy kill on Mana doesn't get crazy with the copies. This has been a pretty eventful Shoals 3, but nothing that has been thrown at me is enough to challenge my overwhelming martial might. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Another scroll of enchant weapon. That means that I have fully enchanted Rodax. I didn't see it, however. Enchant weapon. Alright, the fully enchanted Rodax. That's a pretty great item for the purposes of winning the game. Hello, Seth No One. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. I am about to win the game with this guy, and it's crazy because I'm in Shoals, but like I have no weaknesses. I'm so powerful. I'm so crazy strong with this character that I don't think that we're gonna have any issues winning the rest of the game. This is the power of Uskoyo. I think that Uskoyo has definitely apported a lot to this character. Come on, stop doing that. Man, these guys are extremely annoying. I hate those guys. Can those guys please be removed? I don't think that they are good game design. Specifically the fear status effect I absolutely despise. Um, how's my tournament going? It's not going great, but this specific character is going great. Yeah, this is the kind of character that would bore Frog if Frog was around. Because this is not the character where I have to make like crazy amounts of decisions and stuff. It's just like so powerful that I just stabbed Ilsuyu's band like it was nothing. It was very easy. It's a great character. So I've been thinking about doing these 26.9 shields and then we get 27 invocations. But I think that the correct thing to do is to train invocations. In fact, focus invocations and just have shields on as well. And that way, shields will not get to 27 before invocations. What? 27, I suppose. Is it impossible to remove a target once you set it? Because I was trying to delete the text and it was not working. Pretty confusing thing. How are those guys so consistently fearing me? Like, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like every fight I get feared with one source of willpower. That's part of the reason why I like having two sources of willpower so much. That kind of thing doesn't happen if you have two sources of willpower. You know what? I think that I can use immolation just to speed up the process of dealing with these guys. Huh. Okay. Easy peasy. I absolutely didn't need to use immolation there, but I just wanted to do it faster. And faster, I did it thanks to immolation. Alright, that's two runes. Now I have to get a third one from somewhere. I wonder if Bolt 5 is a thing that this character could do easily. But I don't know, I'm kind of traumatized with Bolt 5 after what I went through yesterday. Slime might be difficult. I have 4 nets. I don't think it's that bad. I can probably telefrag the Royal Jelly and then maybe blink or teleport out. Yeah, like I could read teleport and then telefrag the Royal Jelly. Um, I wish that Grand Finale left you with enough experience or with enough piety to skedaddle away from the onslaught of jellies that is the result of telefragging the Royal Jelly. Um, I could do Elf. I could do Elf. Not that I am hoping for any loot or anything. Not even a weapon. Like, I was thinking earlier, okay, in order to get a Brodax, I can always go to the Hollow Blades to have a chance of finding a Brodax, but like, fortunately, we do not need such a thing. Um, I got slowed? How did I get slowed? How did I get slowed? 6%. Man, okay, monsters are getting crazy hex rolls. Like, I have two sources of willpower precisely to not be in the receiving end of that kind of thing. Um, Oh, I'm not using two sources of willpower. I'm only using one. Let me go back to my clock of willpower real quick. Now I don't have that issue. Yeah, now I can tap almost entirely brainlessly. It's not entirely brainlessly. You should never tap entirely brainlessly because that's the kind of thing that gets you killed really, really quickly. We're not gonna be using that, and I don't think we're using this again. Maybe I'll use it. And I could switch to the crystal plate for this place. Jeez, 46 armor class. Yeah, this is a strength character that has been leveling up pretty much nothing but dexterity for the entirety of the game because I am kind of sick of not hitting things when I'm playing strength characters. So what's the stat for top 25? I actually have no idea. If you want to know where I am right now, I am in 54. Um, and top 25's score is 56,348. My score is my score is man. It tells you your ranking, but it doesn't tell you your score. My score is 46,811. Um, I had a 21% win rate in the tournament. I had some pretty rough streaks of bad characters that kind of ruined ruined things for me. All right. Mm, I wonder what I would need to do. Like maybe I would have to do Mega Sig, but I don't want to do Mega Sig. If it's between doing Mega Sig and not doing well in the tournament, I would rather not do well in the tournament because Mega Sigs are boring to me. They really do not appeal to me at all. Going for any banners this run? Yes, I got Uskayo from a Faded Altar. Also going for Uskayo with Invocations as my highest skill for the banner that like wants me to do that 3 times in the tournament. So yeah, 2 banners. Nothing too fancy. But when it comes to fancy banners, I already did Speed Demon, which is winning in under 3 hours, and what is it called? My first run was a 15 rune game. For a very brief period at the start of the tournament, I was in second place, and I was fully aware that I was not gonna keep that, so I am satisfied with being in second place for a very brief period of time. That to me was the highlight of the tournament. The fact that I was able to do a 15 rune game without a spellcaster, something that I hadn't done since the introduction of Hot Hells, and actually succeed in my first attempt. Like for a brief period of time, I had a 100% win rate in the tournament, and that was pretty cool. A Speed Demon 1 you'll probably never get. This character could get it again. You just have to get a really strong melee character, and if you happen to find that kind of thing, like it's gonna happen. That's a pretty okay ring. It is very expensive, however, and I ran out of money buying that potion of experience that I completely forgot about. By the way, I'm gonna drink it when I get to experience level 23. Yeah. I hope that I don't forget. I'm probably going to forget, however, but I'm close to leveling up, so I hope that I can keep it in mind for long enough. Just a spam Minotaur Troll or Healorc, as you can see. Yeah, this is definitely doing very well for the purposes of going fast. My character that won in under 3 hours, let me check real quick. My tournament page. It was my Minotaur Hunter of Okawaru, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2 hours 56 minutes. What happened with that character is that I started it and then I took a break to eat something. And during the break, I realized, hey, I can win in under 3 hours with this character. I just have to pick up the pace a bit. And so I did, and it indeed worked very well. Gotta be careful with that. Oh, what? Come on. Well, I guess that I can pick up the rune. I got banished to Abyss 4. Man, I don't like getting banished to Abyss 3, and I got banished to Abyss 4. But the rune is right there. I might be able to grab it. I have gotten this bolt before, haven't I? Pretty sure that I have gotten this bolt before. Okay, cannot quite just recklessly tap versus these guys. Gotta play it careful. And it's right there, but how do I get there? Ouch, that really hurt. Maybe take off the harm. Yeah, I wish that I was not wearing these harm boots. I wish I had poison resistance as well. That I took off because I was like, I'm not gonna need that for Elf, but I guess that all my recent decisions were a mistake. Oh boy, imagine dying here after having such a smooth sailing character so far. Would be pretty sad. And once again, Distortion Melee gets me. I am going to rest here. Yeah, if I get teleported away, I get teleported away. I have 2 sources of regen, so resting doesn't take me that long. And this is the kind of thing that I actually do very well in. Yeah. Yep. Don't threaten an Uskoyo worshipper with a room full of monsters. That's the rule that the game learned today. So I get my rune. Now I have 3 runes. I don't need to do slime or the abyss. I can just grab the orb and well, go do sot straight away and then just win. Um, there's a tournament category of winning the game with killing the least amount of monsters. I think that we could maybe try that. Like I can just skip the entirety of depths now. I still need. No, I don't need more invocations. We already have invocations as my highest skill. Let's get out of here. Man, it sure is nice to not die to getting banished in Elf. It is a rather alien experience for me, unfortunately. That's the bolt. I know that I'm really strong, but I still should not underestimate the bolt. I'm so full. My aunt sent me some meat. My aunt really likes to grill. She's getting into grilling this year, and she's tried a couple of times. All of the times I've had some meat. Like she's given me some meat, and like it's always been so good. She might be some kind of legendary grilling master or something because she's so good at it. Um, so today I ate some of that grilled meat from my aunt. She sent me some. Um, it was so good, pretty filling too. You just got your first win of the tournament. What kind of character was it? Also, congratulations. Hope there's many more to come. Mm, this guy's pretty loaded. Look at this guy. +5 throw letter, +6 great sword of freezing, and Randar drink. Really decent Randar drink. I'm not wearing boots. Perhaps I should equip them. Yeah, I took them off because I didn't want to get banished, or I didn't want to get tormented with Harmon. For obvious reasons, no one wants to ever get tormented with Harmon. It really, really hurts, and it's the ultimate reason to not take harm to extended. I am okay with taking the Robo Folly to extended, but I wouldn't take harm to extended, funnily enough. I think that harm is a much more dangerous property to have than not having any willpower at all for the purposes of extended. Tengu Air Elementalist of Sif Muna, jeez. Tengu Air Elementalist, that sounds like torture to me. I would not be able to do that myself. Um, yeah, I don't like Tengu at all. It's one of my least favorite species. I feel like it kinda wants to be Deep Elf, but it fails. Deep Elf gets a lot of mana, alongside their pretty decent magic aptitudes and their incredible spellcasting aptitudes. And Tengu doesn't get lots of those things. Like it gets better magic aptitudes, but it gets worse spellcasting, worse mana, and they're also pretty fragile. They're fast, but like I don't like running away from things. I like blowing things up. And I feel like I cannot play Tengu the same way that I would play Deep Elf. I always feel like that. You cast Airstrike over 1,000 times. Jeez, that's a lot of airstrikes. So I came here and I forgot to drink my potion of experience. At this point, I'm just gonna do it because I'm gonna continue forgetting and forgetting about it. I might as well just do it now. Yeah, okay. I have 3 runes. The thing that I got from coming here was getting banished, picking up the rune, and not much else. Um, And I've only found 5 Scrolls of Fogu in the entirety of the game. 4 that I used for that bolt, and the one that I'm carrying. It was a good thing that I waited until I found another one, because what if I hadn't found this one? Those are pretty useful and important things to have for SOT. Anyway, let's go to depths. I have 3 runes, so I don't need to kill anything else. I have 5 magic mappings. I'm gonna use them in SOT. Wow, I got hit for 73. Oh, stop doing that. Jeez. 3 dice of 24. It hits for 3 dice of 24, the Bolt of Draining. And it still hit me for 73. Don't do it again, please. That's the only resistance that I don't have a good amount of resistance to. Lots of Tengus. Is this some kind of castle for Sojobo or something? Kind of looks like that. 3% chance to petrify. Should theoretically not be afraid of that. In practice, you know how Kroll likes to be. I also wouldn't be surprised if the downstairs were there, now that I think about it. Yeah, I guess that it is worth exploring this bolt. Only because the stairs are probably here. This is the kind of thing that happens very frequently in depths. In the earlier parts of the game, the nasty bolts are something that you can avoid, and it's not the end of the world if you do. In depths, it's more like, oh yeah, in order to progress, you have to be able to survive this kind of messed up thing. You love Tengu Air Elementalist? Man, that's crazy. Have you tried playing Deep Elf? You might find that more enjoyable than Tengu. Deep Elf was your OG win. Yeah, I feel like I would have had an easier time winning Kroll for the first time if someone had told me play Deep Elf, but no one did. Like people told me play play Minotaur versus, or no, in that time it was Healer, Mountain Dwarf Fighter. Yeah, Mountain Dwarf Fighter, Deep Dwarf, Earth Elementalist. No one told me play Deep Elf, Fire Elementalist, which back in the day was pretty strong. Repositioning. Bad luck for Isul. Things are getting kinda sketchy. Took a bunch of damage there from something. No idea exactly what it was. I think it is a Vampire Knight that is invisible and keeps draining me. Monsters are unfortunately targeting my one greatest weakness. Nothing that walking away for a bit doesn't remediate, however. And yeah, if I get gold scales, I think that we use gold scales for this character. In the meantime, I guess we can equip the crystal plate that I bought. 1400 gold, and at least it's not completely unusable, but I don't know. I feel like you see all these crazy crystal plates, plus 23 crystal plate, and you feel like if you see a random crystal plate in a shop, it's gonna be that, and then you're disappointed when it is not literally the pinnacle of body armor in the game. But it's still pretty crazy good, right? Yeah, the main reason why I don't like Crystal Plate personally is because it doesn't have resistances, and this one does have resistances, so I like it. Rhythm of Life and Death. I have mastered invocations. Cool. 6 pips of Piety, 27 invocations. It's a pretty crazy good title. I love it. And now we're going to be training shields. And I said that I was going to dive depths, and here I am clearing the entirety of depths. Perhaps I should indeed dive it, because we have run into a couple of rather nasty situations already. But I want my gold scales. How many enchant armor? I have 7, yeah. As opposed to earlier when I only had 3. Now it is significantly more appealing if I find and use gold scales. I would have similar defenses, but with better resistances. including poison resistance, which is kinda crucial for the purposes of doing SOT. I don't like doing SOT without that one, because green draconians are unnecessarily annoying if you don't have that resistance. In fact, I would do SOT without resistance to electricity before doing it without poison resistance. That's how much I value it. Lots of ice scales have generated, and other scales that I do not care about, but unfortunately no golden dragons so far. You had that Ashmagier and crystal, orange crystal plate show up for you, but you were playing Ogre? Oh, that's rough. Yeah, the perils of playing Ogre. I should probably not be using the crystal plates now that I think about it, because if I want gold scales, I am gonna have to take them from a gold dragon, right? And a gold dragon can hit me with poison damage. I love Uskoyo because once you get going with Uskoyo, well, by once you get going, I mean once you have 27 invocations with Uskoyo, the paralysis lasts for forever. It feels like it lasts for a really long time. Look at that. How long did the paralysis last for? At least 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, 4 melee. But I also moved, so I think it was like 5 actions. That was crazy. One of those guys has distortion. You have distortion. The Fairy scales are pretty okay. I'm gonna carry those with me because they are surprisingly noteworthy. I'm gonna telefrag her. Yeah, because otherwise I don't want to get banished again. Getting banished is just a bit of a waste of time, not particularly enjoyable. I did pick up the Fairy scales, right? Yeah. So if I put those on, how much armor class would I lose? 8. And how much evasion would I gain? Curious. Oh, but they drain me. I don't want to equip them if they're gonna drain me. I wish it also told you if you switch to wearing this armor, your evasion will increase by how much or decrease by how much. Like the game already does it for armor, I think that it is reasonable to do it for evasion as well. Okay, let's just mess with the Juggernaut a bit. Juggernaut hits you, 12 damage. Juggernaut hits you, 11 damage. Yeah, like I always mention it, but like it feels so weird that Juggernauts are some of the most damaging things in the whole game, theoretically, but in practice, you have that kind of thing where the Juggernaut hits you for 12 damage and then the Juggernaut hits you for 11 damage. Like, it's not that damaging, but then sometimes you actually explode. And I cannot help but feel like it's the game trying to train the player to think that Juggernauts are not that scary or worthy of respect, only to sometimes completely destroy the player once the player has grown complacent in the vicinity of one of those guys. Yeah, I never do. I'm always wary of Juggernauts, specifically when I am lurking in depths. Yeah, remember how I was gonna dive this place? I guess we're not actually doing that. I was gonna buy a bunch of things, but I guess I'm only gonna buy the haste and the resistance. Those are probably gonna come up in SOT. But yeah, I feel really, really powerful thanks to Uskoyo. And do note that I have not really been using the active abilities that much anyway. Even without using the active abilities, getting invocations with Uskoyo is an extremely good thing to do. 9 scrolls of enchant armor. Yep, just waiting for my gold scales. Can't find anything matching that. Oh. Yeah, it's the issue of searching for gold. If you search for gold, it's gonna give you any item that is in a shop, which is of course not what I want. Why did I flee that fight? I'm a worshipper of Uskoyo. That's the kind of fight that I probably should have taken in the stairs. But there was just too many monsters. Let's go upstairs. Yeah, I don't like the Juggernaut being next to me down there. I feel like it has potential for disaster. So I'm just gonna teleport away. It is the kind of fight that an Urskayo worshipper can probably deal with, but I'd rather play it safe. Ah, there it is, Golden Dragon. Okay, gold scales, gold scales. Everybody focus. Oh, you didn't focus enough. Man, that's a shame. Well, it only has a 1 in 6 chance to drop, so I guess it's understandable that it didn't drop this time. But right away we see fire scales drop. I have 6 magic mapping. If I buy this, that's enough magic mapping to map the rest of the levels in the game. Hmm. I suspect that all of those guys are only here because they spawned close to or guarding or in this vault. Um, yeah, and that's why there's a huge convention of monsters right there. Oh man. You remember how yesterday I was so exhausted by the time I finished this character? Right now I feel incredibly fresh. Like you have no idea. I feel like I haven't even started to stream. I don't know why it is. It's probably because the character hasn't been miserable to play. Okay. Taking a good amount of damage. There's another golden dragon. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to see. And we got the scales. So now I can switch to wearing those. It's pretty exciting. All right. That was a huge fight. Exactly the way that I wanted to take it. And then I get a break too between waves. I wish that Bolt 5 did something like this. Makes it significantly more manageable to deal with crazy amounts of enemies if you can actually rest to full HP in between waves of enemies. Gold scales. Where gold scales? Drop the plate. It was good, but now I have received something way, way better than the plate. Enchant armor on the gold scales. Alrighty, plus 8 gold scales. Park hit comes into view. Watch it happen. It's gonna happen any second now because I just spent 9 scrolls of enchant armor on a gold on a set of gold scales. It is the kind of thing that happens if you do such a reckless action. Um, Come on, park hit comes into view any second now. It might even happen in depths or in sod rather. Um, hmm. Hold on. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe I have a more highly enchanted tower shield, but it really doesn't seem to be the case this time. More highly enchanted or branded tower shield would have been cool. Um, Careful with the floating eye. Yeah, those things are kind of scary. Same goes for the caustic sharks, of course. Even though I have resistance and a shield, it's still an enemy that I better not underestimate. And yep, it's not going very well. I want to, like, I haven't gotten paralysis. Paralysis wins me this fight. Oh, I can telefrag something before paralysis. It's crazy. Hmm. I should think about telefragging the fire dragon. Like this fire dragon. Yeah, sure. Hmm. Hmm. I'm thinking about how to take on this situation. I could blink. That's the absolute safest option. I don't think that I beat them otherwise. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the safe thing. There's no reason getting fancy with a character as strong as this one. Like trying to take on a fight that I cannot really take on. Um, yeah, it's just very par for the course depths experience. Just being going downstairs into an open arena, being surrounded by a bunch of really nasty dudes. The weird thing there, and the reason why the fight didn't go very well, in my opinion, is because I didn't get the paralysis. It just didn't happen. Or if it did, it paralyzed like 2 enemies early on, and it just didn't happen again. Goodbye, Sojabo. It really is so funny to be able to do this. Notice Sojabo turn later killed Sojabo. It's already happened with Sojabo and Frederick. Just wrong place, wrong time. Enchant armor. I have an enchant armor on a bolt in D4. I'll take it. It's free. I'll take it. Hello, Prince Cosmo. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you around. It's been 3 years since I turned into an affiliate, at least so it seems. I've been streaming for more than 3 years already, but yeah, 3 years of affiliate. When I started streaming, like I've been following Barbarous King. In fact, Barbarous King, even though I don't watch, even though I don't watch him anymore or that often anymore, was a huge inspiration in me starting to stream. Because I was like, this guy has a fun time streaming, and his community loves him, and he gets to, eat as a result of streaming. So I would like to get those things as well, and yeah, that's part of the reason why I started streaming. I also kinda always wanted to stream. Back in the day when I used to be more involved with the community of Crawl, back when I was in my year between middle school and high school, where I was not going to school, I also kind of wanted to stream, but like the situation didn't really allow me to do it. Bad internet, no, not even a headset, not even a microphone, and no way to acquire those things. So I just didn't do it back then. But now I can definitely do it. So yeah. Anyway, I mentioned Barbarous King because back when I watched, that guy had close. I think that guy hit 10,000 subscribers at the 3-year mark of his Twitch career, and I was like, maybe I'll get to that point eventually. But I guess it's very different. The streaming experience for a streamer who plays very difficult Kaizo Mario and a streamer who plays very difficult Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, right? One of those is much more appealing to a larger audience than the other. Yeah, by the way, what I'm playing today is not very difficult Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It is the opposite. It is very easy Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. This has been an absolute delight. It has been a treat and a palate cleanser, and it makes me feel way happier about the tournament because most of my other characters have had a very difficult run through the dungeon. This one, not quite. I got marked. I might. Oh, you know what? If the Quicksilver Dragon hits me with mark, or hits me with the Quicksilver thing, I find it so funny. It's hilarious. I fought that guy to get rid of the mark because it does that, and it missed me twice. The one time that I actually want to get hit by its attack, it missed me twice. Isn't that the funniest thing ever? Man, Kroll definitely has a sense of humor. Like, Kroll reads your mind, knows what you want to do, and actively plays around it. It is crazy. Like, remember yesterday when I was like, everything will be okay if I don't find any orbs of fire, and then immediately, like 2 turns later, I found 2 orbs of fire? Man, Kroll is a funny game. Am I going to streak? Because this is looking like a streak. I should read magic mapping. Yeah, never stop reading magic mapping. Okay, let's go over here. Let's just use a wand of digging right here. Do you guys think that I could get more evasion? Maybe I should train armor as well as fighting. Oh, the thingy where you pick up the orb in 270 turns of entering SOT 5. Unlucky entrance. It's been kind of difficult for me to kill things here. I took a lot of damage from a Quicksilver Bolt since I have harm. Ice Blast. Ice Blast again. Let's try to get that as well. What are we leveling up? Dexterity. Alright. All of my level ups this game were dexterity. I started with 10 dexterity. Um, is that right? All of my level ups were dexterity? 3, 9, 15, 21, 27. Yeah. You get 5 stat level ups in the entirety of a crawl playthrough. My starting dexterity was 10 and now it's 20. Not bad. You're glad I'm here for you to enjoy? I'm glad that you're here to watch my stream because I have to tell you that one of the most demotivating parts of being a brand new streamer or a small streamer is streaming to 0 people. That used to affect me a lot, but I switched from Streamlabs, the Streamlabs streaming program to OBS, and OBS doesn't show you the viewer count. So I don't know if I have 3 viewers or if I have 100 viewers or whatever. It doesn't affect me anymore since I don't see it. With the other one, it used to affect me, and I was like, oh man, this stream was a failure. I had like 10 viewers. No one wants to watch this because it was a bad character. Yeah, like negativity loop. Now I don't have that. And I really appreciate not having that extra hurdle when it comes to streaming, because at the end of the day, I do enjoy streaming. In my day-to-day, I don't really speak that much, but when I turn on the stream, I just like you. Well, you have heard me. I speak nonstop for 4 hours or so. It's kind of bad actually. Like my throat sometimes hurts, as if I had a cough or something like that. Like it hurts at the end of the stream sometimes. Um, but it's still a pretty enjoyable experience. I like it. And you all make it possible, so thank you all for that. Anyway, let's finish this. I still I'm still on pace to finish this in under 3 hours. Not that I should care about that. Oh, I thought that I was in SOT 5. It's only SOT 4. That's cool because I get to rest to full HP after having dealt with those nasty guys. That's a SOT defense bolt. Yeah, in case you don't know what SOT defense is, it's it was a thing in the game. It was not a fork. It was like like a sprint. Like it was one of the options. Sprint, SOT defense, and a normal game. And it used to be like this. Like you have the orb of SOT, and you have a bolt like this, and monsters came in from like these lungs and stuff, and you set you summoned turrets to protect the orbs and orange crystal statues, and like they costed points that you gained every time you picked up a rune. Like the longer you survived, the more powerful you got. It was a really cool tower defense mode for crawl. Yeah, crawl tower defense. Can you believe it? It was eventually removed from distributions of the game because like no one was really maintaining it, and very few people actually played it. I played it a lot. I used to enjoy it. I used to play that whenever I got super tilted. Like I remember, like I vividly remember being a teenager at 3 a.m. completely unable to sleep, having just lost 10 hours of a crawl run and being kind of mad about it and being like, okay, I don't want to play crawl, but I want to play crawl. Like having that funny feeling. and then just going for a run of sub def, which I never won, by the way. I never managed to win sub defense, but it was a very enjoyable thing to do. It was a very funny pastime. It was pretty unbalanced as well. But yeah, I liked it. It was those were the good times. Um, I went for haste and might here because I don't want to spend a lot of time fumbling around. I actually don't want to fully explore the level. I just want to go in there and win the game because I need to win before a certain amount of turns. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is actually perfect. I have not a lot of blinking, but I am pretty strong, so I think that this is not gonna kill me. Um, yeah, I want to pick up the orb fast, so having a teleport put me so close to the orb is extremely, extremely useful. Um, I wonder if I should fight so I can telefrag something that comes up here. That also has the upside of paralyzing and killing a bunch of dudes. Makes sense. I'll fight. Is Jiva in the temple yet? No. Um, you cannot get Jiva from the temple unless it's a really rare temple that has Jiva. But like those are intentionally rare because Jiva is pretty strong. You can also get Jiva from a faded altar. You can get Jiva from random ghost bolts that happen to have Jiva early on. You can get Jiva from a nice cave, or most commonly, you can get Jiva from the slime entrance. The slime entrance has like a 1 in 2 chance of placing a Jiva altar. Those are the ways to get Jiva. And there we go, we got the paralysis. Let's try to kill the Orb of Fire. And I got the telefrag as well. So let's do exactly the thing that I mentioned earlier. We telefrag and we position ourselves in a really good spot. There needs to be a god that can only be gotten to faded altars. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Ignis? Oh, that's I searched for monster, I think. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Ignis? Because Ignis is literally that. You can only get Ignis through faded altars or by starting as a Cinder Acolyte. Ignis is incredibly strong in the early game, but Ignis, you cannot get piety for Ignis. Ignis Rat is also not that rough, so you're actually incentivized to eventually abandon. Yeah, have you heard about Ignis? Because Ignis is literally a ghost that you can only get from faded altars. Okay, I should haste again. My haste ran out rather quickly. Man, this is so busted. Have you noticed what I'm doing? Like, I am fighting until I have the telefrag, and then I'm using the telefrag to reposition closer to the orb. Because I was gonna blink in and blink out, but one, I only have one blinking left, and two, this is just so much cooler and like truly a way to highlight how crazy Uskoyo can be. You miss Pakelas? Pakelas was so strong. I wonder if I got that. Entered SOT 5, 881, 997. Yeah, I absolutely got it between before 27 or between like in 270 turns of entering the level. So I got level 3 of that banner as well. I guess that now I have to win for the invocations thingy. Pakelas is in a version, isn't it? I think it's like 0.18 or so, the version that has Pakelas. Up to this date, there's no P goth. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but every goth, if you search for goths in this window, all of them have a different letter. Well, and in case of the shining one, it's a number. But yeah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, and P is missing. So there's, I guess, a space for one god there, but it's probably not gonna be Pakelas because if the devs wanted Pakelas, Pakelas wouldn't have been removed. I think that Pakelas is a very problematic designer, so. I could have telefragged the Orb of Fire when it was here, but I don't want to risk getting slowed by the Death Cough. That's why I didn't do it. I also don't want to risk getting piped by the killer clown. Careful with the killer clown. I guess that now it's the time to grand finale the Lich. Nice teleport. Not really. What is that? Is that blinking? It's tele. Okay. I could blink into this trap, and that would maybe get me out of here. But that's my only blinking, so if it doesn't get me out of here, I'm in trouble. I'm still marked too, so everything that I didn't kill is gonna come after me, and an addition of Panlords that will also come after me. So I guess that I'm gonna blink here and hope that it lands me in a good spot, which it did. Okay, let's get out of here. That's an interesting, funny little SOT 5 run. Yeah, I have crazy regen, so running around while hurt is really not an issue for this character. I think that I would have been able to completely trash SOT 5, but I didn't do it. And it's funny because originally I was so afraid of being in situations like that, but now I feel like I am much more in control of what I feel whenever I'm playing this game. So yeah, earlier on, like or like not earlier on, but like before, once upon a time, that was a pretty dangerous thing to be in the receiving end of, but not so much anymore. You know what is a pretty dangerous thing to be in the receiving end of? Double torment. Double torment when you're wearing harm and no resistance to negative. That's kind of scary. I think that I'm gonna haste and run away from the Tzitzimitl. Oh no! I have a teletrap right here, but the Tzitzimitl might kill me if I peek my head around the corner. Um, yeah, don't do that. That's exactly the thing that you can do to kill me. Okay, pretty good teleport. Excellent teleport, in fact. We're gonna take off the boots. Let me inscribe them with these things almost killed me. Yep, because they certainly did. They certainly almost killed me. Getting double tormented in the orb wrong while you're wearing harm is no fun. Perhaps fun to look at, but not fun to be in the receiving end of. An angel and a Tzitzimitl will come into view. Lots of Tzitzimime. Yep. If you're wondering why I did this, is so that I break line of sight from the Tzitzimitl as much as possible. Maybe I should have chased it with haste so that the Tzitzimitl doesn't get to do that. And yeah, we can kill the angel. The angel is a joke. Well, it's not really a joke. It's just kind of annoying. Lots of misses. You hit the angel but do no damage. Jeez. Yeah, not the strongest show of ability of this character. I know that it is much more powerful than that Tormentor. Yep. Getting rid of harm is probably a thing that you should do before the orb run, but considering my circumstances, there was like really no other way to go at it than doing what I did. Perhaps even taking off harm before doing SOT altogether. That was probably the way to go, the correct thing to do. I have to say that I used harm for a large amount of this run, and it went okay. Like I didn't have many issues, thanks to harm. There were a couple of situations where, as a direct result of wearing harm, I got into trouble, but it's perfectly fine. That's the entrance, right? Like the entrance is right there. I could destroy this vault with digging, but who am I to further sully the sanctity of the dungeon, right? Okay. We have once again emerged victorious from this hellish landscape known as the Dungeons of Doom. youtube.com/@9settler. And then let me inscribe something else with twitch.tv/9settler. Alrighty. Pretty good, pretty good. Took me 2 hours and 49 minutes. Better win it now. Seal the deal. Very very high value run in the sense that I got a ton of banners from it. I got another win with a god with invocations as my highest skill. I championed a god. I won a god from a faded altar. I won. That was my fastest win in the tournament, 2 hours and 49 minutes. I picked up the Orb of Sod within 270 turns of entering Sod 5. Like, I did a lot of things in this run. Hopefully that will improve the way that the tournament scoring looks at me. Right now I'm in rank 50 out of 1,514 players. If you feel like looking at my tournament profile, there it is for you to enjoy. As for myself, well, yeah, it was a good run. It was crazy strong, so for my own safety, I'm not gonna do another one because I'm almost sure that I would die. Because that's what happens when you play, especially with really strong melee characters. You're used to TAF being really, really powerful, and then you start a brand new character and you do TAF, and it's not really, really powerful, and it just gets you killed in situations that you would otherwise easily survive. I don't want to be in the receiving end of that today, so I think that's just gonna be it for me tonight. I'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I was actually thinking of going to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in the street, but I would prefer not to. Yeah, I might as well just play the Crawl tournament, which just happens twice a year, and I can just go to the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament next week. So yeah, lots of fighters. Look at that, Gene Fighter. Oh, let me switch to console. Gene Fighter, Formicid Fighter, Healer Fighter. That's me. Minotaur Fighter. Minotaur Fighter. Yep, lots of fighters in this little chunk of the score. Anyway, good stuff, good stuff. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for your company once again, as always. I appreciate your continued support. Thank you for all your very generous contributions, not only monetary contributions, but also you give me your time somewhat. I know that I am providing you with entertainment. You also provide very enjoyable company, and that is something that I definitely appreciate. It is very nice to have a community that, is not awful to be around. You make it easy for me to want to jump into a stream, and I like that. I definitely am very grateful for you all. So with that being said, I am going to end stream now, or see if there's someone who I can raid that is playing Crawl. Lots of people are playing the new Zelda, but I have no interest in that. It's just a walking simulator to me. A goofy walking simulator, but a walking simulator nonetheless. And it also requires me to have a Switch, which I do not possess, nor do I want. On that note, I used to have a Switch, but I sold it a while ago, a couple of years ago. I sold it. I bought it. I played the Smash World of Light mode, which is the single player, and then I was like, am I going to pay for an online subscription so I can play awful online with people on a game that I don't even like that much? And I was like, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna buy the games either because they're so expensive. Like, there were some games that I wanted, but I didn't want to spend $60 on them. Like, that's a good amount of money. So I ended up selling it, and I don't want to buy another one. So yeah. Anyway, let's rate Wizard Like. Enough ranting, enough talking. I appreciate that you stopped by today. Once again, thank you for sharing this run with me. And yeah, have a nice rest of your night. Enjoy your tournament, and join the raid if you want to continue watching some crawl. See you around. I'm gonna watch some sumo myself.